disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Welcome everybody to another Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. This is your friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King, Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Whoop. Alright, starting off with a bang. Recognize the Matrix just donated with a super chat. Shout out to Recognize the Matrix, which is gold. Gold. That's right, gold. You know what? I think you should say gold with that donation right there. Thank you, Recognize, for your contribution. Really appreciate it. Before we get down to the fun, don't forget you can keep the gravy train rolling with similar donations with the super chat feature. If you want to, you can also go to the PayPal page, the BDA PayPal page, or the BDA Patreon page, whichever one you want. But one thing we appreciate the most is your contribution in terms of hitting that like button, subscribing, spreading the BDA gospel. Also, do not forget to join the Discord. Subscribe to BDA Live, where we hold our live, well, not live necessarily, but it's film analysis in there. And that's about it. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's go to the chat room real quick. We got SSB28, Pete Scalebender. Shout out to Pete, the Fight Scout, Steven Schneider, who says, Recognize, made a little extra selling TVs in Harlem this week. He was selling old CRT TVs. Tell Jay in there as well. Virtuoso, the Fight Scout, Rick Rocca, Pete 2. Whoa, there's two Petes. Pete number 2 and the original Pete. Who's going to win the Battle of the Petes? The Fish. We got Pink Panther in there as well. Bay Area Boxing, 92 AKU. Uncle Burnt Apostrophe. Stu's in there as well. Unrivaled Boxing Talk, aka McGregor. So thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. Transnational Inc., Alex Tencado as well. Saint Brit. Listen, guys, thank you for joining us. We're going to have a nice little short show here, I would say. Well, short in the sense that we're going to try to make it compact, not to go too overboard with the time limit. Whoop, I'm getting interference here from my microphone. Anyway, the point is, if you want to, we're going to be opening up the phone lines real soon. So, in about half an hour. So stay tuned for that one if you want to call in. For the moment, we want to talk about Mikey Garcia defeating the very tough Jessie Vargas by, what was a unanimous decision. But some of the scorecards were pretty close. 114, 113, 116, and 111 twice. So those were the scorecards. Before I give you my take on this Bucho, because I got to disconnect my channel strip here, but why don't you give us your impression of the last night's fight?
I was a bit surprised that Vargas looked weak. I don't know if it's because he was moving down in weight. I know he started, I think was it at 140 or something. Obviously had fights at 147 and then was fighting at 154. But the fact that he had to come down, I think affected him. It affected him in some sort of way because he didn't look good in there. What do you guys think? Oh, we lost recognize. But anyways, I don't know what you guys think in the chat. I just don't. But you gotta give credit to Mikey, man. Like Mikey, he's a very good boxer defensively. He's very good, and that is one of the reasons why Errol Spence Jr. couldn't stop him. You gotta give credit to Mikey Garcia, but I just don't think he's a welterweight. And physically, he obviously doesn't look like a welterweight. I really don't think he should be there. But he obviously wants a payday. He's chasing that Manny Pacquiao fight, and now I'm hearing that he's calling out Errol Spence again. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I mean, this guy's delusional. See what people have to say. Sam Breed says, Joe, you may okay, what the hell? Uncle Burnt Apostrophe says, I had it 114, 113 for Mikey, but several swing rounds for sure. Lackluster urgency from Mikey. I don't think it was that close, to be honest. I mean, for the first 3 to 4 rounds, it was kind of close. Then again, Vargas started to fade, and this is something I think common with Jessie Vargas. He just lets the fight go. Lobito then boxing says there is no champion that Mikey can handpick.
Bucho,
At welterweight, listen, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, nothing. Go ahead.
Nothing. All right. That's the thing about Jessie Vargas. He starts out fast, and in the middle rounds, he sort of slows down a little bit. And he did it again in this one. Mikey Garcia is not a quick, first 2 rounds, he sort of takes his time. He usually drops guys in between the 3rd and 6th rounds. And he certainly did that again this time, kept up the pattern. Jessie Vargas, like I said, he started fast. He was doing a very good job of at least keeping Mikey Garcia busy, having to block shots and all that. But then Mikey Garcia, after the knockdown, it seemed like Vargas was laboring to keep up with Mikey Garcia. You said you didn't think it was that close. And I agree in the sense that, what's his name? Mikey Garcia seems to control the rhythm of the fight insofar as he prevents guys from landing clean on him. He has a very good active guard. He likes to parry shots, takes little step backs while he's doing it so the shots deflect off of his gloves. So he never really gets hit all that cleanly. Mm-hmm. That being said, and he can hit hard, man. He's got good timing, hits pretty hard. But he showed his deficiency, which is going to cost him a lot at welterweight. He's not that active. He throws 1-2, and that's it. He rarely follows it up with a left hook or with something.
Remember what I said on Discord, the single shots? If he tries to do that, he's not going to be successful.
Mm-hmm. He's got no second gear, seemingly. I mean, you saw what happened against Errol Spence. He never got off a combination in there. Now, you got to give Errol Spence credit because he kept Mikey Garcia at bay with that long southpaw jab. But Mikey Garcia never went for broke. That's the thing that disappointed me the most. Okay, look, he was up against it in that Errol Spence fight. He wasn't ever going to win that fight. But he had the power. Even at 147, I do think he's got heavy hands. He never really went for it. He was just too content. And I think the same thing happened with Jessie Vargas. He was content with, let him throw shots. I'm going to catch him. And then when he's done, I'm going to throw 1-2. But that 1-2 after the knockdown, about round 7 to 12, he wasn't landing that much, man. And I thought Vargas wasn't landing clean. He wasn't snapping Garcia's head back, but he was hitting the shoulders. He was hitting the body a little bit. I think Mikey Garcia should just move back down where his economical style can work better at controlling guys than at 147.
Yeah. Controlling smaller guys, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And listen, the fact that Mikey's at welterweight, it's pretty obvious, right? We understand he wants a paydays.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's easier for him to stay there and then lose fights and then just blame it on the fact that he's a small guy. This is what happened with Spence, right?
Right.
Shitty ass performance, doesn't do anything. Oh, but he survived. We're giving credit. Oh, like I'm not gonna give you credit. You chose. Listen, Mikey could have fought Lomachenko, but he decided to move up, right? And some people were like, "Well, how can you criticize him for avoiding Lomachenko when he's actually fighting somebody's bigger in Errol Spence Jr.?" Yeah, but the thing is, if you're gonna move up, then I want to see you try and win a fight, not just go there and survive and then demand credit.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. So he's not a welterweight, like you said. He has to move down. I mean, sure, he beat Vargas, but when he fights another top welterweight, he's gonna be the same as fucking shit because he like you said, he has no other second gear or third gear. It's always the same thing.
It's a very good point, Bucho. I hate to be this rough with fighters, especially with a guy like Garcia who took a chance against a bit much bigger and better Errol Spence. But like you said, it's like, okay, you survived. But you said you saw something. That's what Mikey Garcia kept saying. And like Stu said, which by the way, we got Stu on the line here. He kept putting up his arm after every round.
You should mute your mic, man.
Yeah, I got him muted, so the people on YouTube.
Hey, is that seriously Gonzalo making all that noise?
Yeah.
Well, he stopped.
Come on, Gonzalo, mute the mic, brother.
But anyway, like I was saying, with Mikey Garcia, he never even tried. You do have to criticize him for not trying. And again, I think this is indicative. The fact that he wants that Manny Pacquiao fight is indicative of the fact that of his fighting style. He's not willing to take it to an extra gear because he's just not that interested in boxing. We talked about that before. He took 2 years off. It didn't seem to bother him while he was working out his contract dispute with Top Rank. And he seemed fine, just going to the shooting range, taking care of his horses, trying to become a police officer. I think he's got one foot at the door, man. And it's a shame because he's a very talented boxer who could be putting on better performances. But last night, okay, he controlled the rhythm, he controlled the tempo, but he did not let his hands go enough.
Yeah. Once Vargas was hurt, it was a different fight. At the beginning, was competitive. But I don't know. It was up to Vargas, to be honest. And I don't know why he got hurt that easily, man.
Shot to pieces. That's why. He was shot to pieces, he was. And look, I want to keep it real. Jessie Vargas was roided up to the max last. Roided up to the fucking max. And, all that muscles come from nowhere. And there's spots and boils all over his fucking back and his roided up to the max. Look, Jessie Vargas, it was a poor fight. I'll tell you how bad that fight was, right? I fell asleep. Like I know I would, because Mikey's good for that. Who needs night nurse when you got Mikey Garcia around? But I'll tell you what woke me up. The fucking commentators going crazy when Mikey dropped Vargas. Then I woke up, watched a couple more rounds, nodded off again. So I can only tell you what I saw. We've told it was going to be Morales Barrera all over again. I'm not sure about that one, are you? So.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna say that I disagree with Jessie Vargas being shot. I think he certainly let his hands go, and he made it 12 rounds.
He looked shot. He looked shot to me, man. He was throwing shots. There was nothing behind those shots, though. Mikey was doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, look, Mikey. You could just looking at him on the eye, you can tell he's a world-class fighter, but he's giving you like 50%, and he just get the job done in it and move on. That's how Mikey thinks, and it weren't nothing. Look, it was an average performance by both guys. Let's be real.
Listen, I'm Jessie Vargas. I give Mikey Garcia credit for controlling the tempo. Jessie Vargas, he's got quick hands, and you could tell he was trying to get at Garcia, but Garcia has a very, very good defense. I mean, just the fact that Kell Brook couldn't make it 12 rounds against Errol Spence, and the much smaller Mikey Garcia did, is testament to how tough and how good Garcia's defense is. But that toughness just doesn't translate well when it comes to upping the pace. I mean, even against Sergey Lipinets, which was one of his most taxing fights, I would say, he never really stepped it up all that much. He did drop Lipinets, he controlled the rhythm, but it seemed like he was content with that and just staying in front of a guy and blocking the shots, parrying, which is very good, but you're still getting touched. The other guy's still making contact. So, the main question here is, okay, they talked a lot about the Manny Pacquiao fight. to me, I don't know about you guys, that would be a perfect fight for Manny Pacquiao because it's not a guy that's gonna push the rhythm. It's a guy in Mikey Garcia that's just gonna be throwing 1-2s, and he's gonna be standing in front of of Pacquiao to a certain extent.
Mhm.
Manny Pacquiao will do to Mikey Garcia what Chocolatito did to Calify last.
Possibly, man, because
Now my issue is the timing,
just
though.
to overwhelm him. That's what he'll do. Mikey's just like I said.
The
Mikey's
issue
not.
here,
He's
Mikey
not
has
busy
the
enough.
timing, though, and he probably has better timing than Keith Thurman. Who Keith Thurman? Let's be honest, he didn't show up for that Josito Lopez fight, and I don't want to make excuses, but I think Thurman wasn't the same ever since.
Yeah, but Thurman beats Mikey for me.
They're just as gritty. Thurman's bigger. Mikey got good punching power. He's just not that strong. He's lacking size, and they got that one opponent in common, Jessie Vargas. Jessie
He's got
Vargas
chin.
did well against
Mikey's got
Pacquiao.
chin though.
Mikey's
got chin.
Wait, I'm talking.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, Gonzalo? Who the fuck do you think you're talking? I'm sick of you shouting and screaming like a fucking loony.
I'm speaking.
Just stop. You're a fucking alcoholic, man. Stop drinking your damn
all
fool.
right, take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Take it easy. It's because remember, guys. Remember, guys. There's a
rude to talk over people when they're talking.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me talk here real quick before I let you go.
You was doing it all night last night.
Please.
Shut your mouth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gonzalo, I'll let you say your piece, but let me just say real quick. Remember, guys, there's a delay between Stu and everybody else. There's a connection from England. I don't know what's up with it, but it's always been that way. So don't think that he's talking over you because he disrespects you. All right, Gonzalo. There's the delay. All right.
No, but when I'm talking for 5-10 seconds on end, he just jumps in.
But that's what I'm saying. There's a delay. Gonzalo, there's a delay. So he can't hear you right away.
You were doing it all night. Look, go back and listen to the show yesterday. You're doing it to everyone. Just stop with that.
No, that's the lie.
Yes, you are, man.
All right. Listen. It's not that type of show today where we're gonna create that type of drama. Let's go with the fucking Mikey Garcia, Jessie Vargas fight.
Fucking show.
Gonzalo, Gonzalo, what did you think of the fight, man? What were you saying?
I'm just saying that they got that one opponent in common, and I don't know what Mikey's infatuation with the 147-pound division. Maybe like what Bucho was saying, he's looking for the big payday. But I'm not necessarily thinking that he might not be able to get that fight at 140. I guess maybe a Regis Prograis or a Josh Taylor, by the way, that I think would beat Mikey. He could get a big payday, especially if he's going by a one-by-one contract with Eddie Hearn. So I mean, he's very economical. He doesn't waste away punches. He's a good fighter. But, he's not necessarily setting the world on fire at welterweight. That's all I had to say.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, there's a weird buzzing behind you. Like it's your I think it's your headphones are connected to. Maybe you should change the device or something. Yeah, because it's a weird buzzing. All right. But hey, listen, that Mikey Garcia. All right, but mute your mic first, man, because we can hear everything, please. Mikey Garcia, like you said, he's not setting the world on fire. He certainly doesn't have the disposition that he's gonna go to war with somebody. Exchange. I think that's the main key here. He's not willing to punch in between the other guy. Now, Bucho, you said he's got good counter punching abilities. I remember when he dropped a Lipinets in between a combination. Okay, that was one of those rare times where he did it, but he's not gonna exchange multiple punches with a guy, and that's fine. That's his prerogative. He wants to be one of those guys that shoots one shot and doesn't get into an exchange because he could get caught with something else. But you saw it custom against Errol Spence. As to why he has an infatuation with 147, I think it's pretty clear. He wants that fight against Manny Pacquiao. He wants that money fight. And after that, it seems to me like it's a cash-out fight. I don't know about what you guys think, but that's the way it seems like to me.
He knows he has a few fights left, and he wants to cash out. And the best place to do so is at welterweight. Pretty much it. And Pacquiao is that fight. I don't know which other fight is a big fight for him. I'm trying to think here. Which Errol Spence, but nobody wants to see that. And I think he mentioned Errol Spence again.
Yeah, he said I want the Pacquiao fight and I want Errol Spence again, which it's.
this guy's crazy.
Well, maybe he thinks, hey, listen, maybe he's got a couple of police body contacts or something that told him, hey, listen, Errol Spence, he's gonna come back, but he's done. He's got a bad knee or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe they think, hey, you can get him this time. This time you can really do some work. But I don't want to see that fight. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it on the Discord here, but I got the list of top welterweights. Let's see who Edges Kavaliauskas. He's a very strong guy. Just got stopped by Terence Crawford. I think that would be a winnable fight for Mikey Garcia. Again, we're just going through the top 10 list. See who, if Mikey Garcia doesn't fight Pacquiao or Spence again, who could he fight? Who could he beat? Lipinets, he already beat him, and I think at welterweight he would still be able to beat him. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna try to say the name. Kudratillo Abdukakorov. He's gonna be fighting Lipinets next, so that's gonna be an interesting fight. He's the Abdukakorov. He's the one that beat Luis Colasso a couple of months ago. And Colasso stopped fighting because of a cut.
Would be a tough fight.
Now that's too strong, man. Again, not the most active guy in boxing in terms of punch output, but he's a big welterweight, man. Danny Garcia, that's a fight that was being talked about for a while. I think that's a winnable fight for Mikey because of the fact that the Garcia is not a guy that's just gonna flood him with offense. But again, Danny Garcia is a true welterweight at this point. Sean Porter, again, short guy, not the tallest welterweight, but he can move. He can offset Mikey's rhythm a little bit with that movement. He can rough him up on the inside and then get back out. But everybody at welterweight has to watch out for the 1-2 for Mikey Garcia because he's very good at setting you up with that jab and then an off-time right hand. Keith Thurman, I think he beats Mikey Garcia. What do you think?
I don't know. I want to see Keith Thurman again. What was his last fight? Pacquiao?
Yeah, that was his last fight. Yeah, is he injured now? Did they confirm that? Is he injured was he injured after the Pacquiao fight? Or?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure
I think somebody said that he got injured again.
Oh boy. Yeah, this guy's falling apart, man.
He's falling apart.
He's an old man. I think it's all that Himalayan salt he's taking. It might not be that good for the bones, apparently. Manny Pacquiao, well, I think Manny Pacquiao, even a 40, how old is Pacquiao? 41? He's going to be 41 this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, listen, this type of Pacquiao, I think he would be too mobile for Garcia. I'm not saying Garcia makes it easy, but just standing in front of Pacquiao and trying to catch his shots with that parry, it's not going to work out, I don't think. Terence Crawford, I think, beats Mikey Garcia. I think, listen, these top three guys here, they beat Mikey Garcia. So again, why Mikey Garcia would try? Maybe, hey, listen, maybe he's got that all-time great mentality. He wants to test that greatness. He wants those top guys. But for me, he could be making more money and building himself a better legacy at 135. But he doesn't want to go through 4 fights where he could just fight Pacquiao once and make as much money as he would do in that lower division, right? That's what I think he's trying to get at here. I see we got Recognize back, Gonzalez back, Stu still in there. So are you eating some crumpets or something? What's going on here? I see he's going after Bayer in the chat.
I'm fucking pissed off with people talking to me like a fucking clown on this show, man.
Well, okay, who talked to you like a clown? Gonzalo, because he thought
Gonzalo did. Fucking Gonzalo did, man. I'm not having it, man. At the
Come
end of the
on,
day,
man.
the fucking got terrible sound. You need to sort the sound out in this fucking thing. How am I meant to come on a show when I can barely hear what's being fucking said, and then it just comes in about 10 seconds later when people are talking.
Well,
I don't know what it is, man. I can barely hear anything, especially when people are calling in.
But can you hear me now, or?
Okay.
I can hear you. I can hear you fine. I can hear Butcho.
That's right.
It's just when
Can you hear me, Stu?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. You need to talk louder, though.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Like I said, man, because I never said I wasn't like that with you yesterday when you were doing it to me. It's just at the end of the day, we've got to accept there's a bad connection around here. We're gonna interrupt people. You know, when people say, "Oh, Stu interrupts," but these fuckers ain't coming on the show bringing anything either, are they? They're sitting there in the chat moaning, but they don't. No, I'm not about the people in the chat moaning, but they don't come on the show and bring anything to it. So they need to shut them out as well. The sound's bad around here, man. The sound's terrible.
The peace pipe.
This is why there's a lot of people talking over each other. That's what people don't.
Listen, Bucho, fuck the peace pipe, man. I don't like it when people make up and apologize and all that. I don't like it, man.
You disgust me.
I want you to keep on fighting. That's what I want. How come my fucking soundboard's not?
Some action.
Yeah.
But anyways, talking about Mikey, listen.
Me. What's that?
Let's get some other views in here. We have Recognize and Did Stu tell us what? Yeah, he told us what he thinks about Mikey.
Yeah, he said
doesn't like the guy.
Pacquiao. He said Pacquiao would run through
Hey,
him.
by the
And
way,
I agree.
people, like the goddamn video. Come on.
Oh, Bucho, what's with the
Come on.
swearing though? It's a Sunday.
Sorry. Should I
Yeah.
approach this in a different manner?
Yeah, you should absolutely, man.
How would you approach this?
I would approach it by not swearing. What do you think about that? Can we do that?
I think that makes sense. Kind of makes sense.
Kind of makes sense. On a Sunday morning. Can you believe that on a Sunday morning? Well, it's actually Sunday evening. All right, listen, we got Gonazlez. What did you think? First of all, thank you for being on the show. But we were talking about Mikey Garcia versus Jessie Vargas. Yes. I thought that fight. I don't like the fight. What do you think about Mikey Garcia's lack of a third gear? It seems like he doesn't want to step it up in there. He's content to just catch shots and throw that 1-2 every 40 seconds.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that are stuck into their game plan. I mean, he's consistent. He hasn't been totally blown out by anyone in his career. But man, what round was it that he got dropped? The 6th round, right?
Was it the 5th or the 6th?
Yeah.
No?
Jesse Vargas, you talking about, right?
Fuck,
yeah.
Man.
I think it was the 5th or the 6th.
He got dropped in the 6th round. He was, and throughout that fight, he was kind of shaky. Look, the fight was close, but I have no problem giving it to Garcia because I thought he pulled out at least 6 rounds, and you got to give him the knockdown. At least 6, if not 7. And so he won the fight for me. And so Garcia kind of like, he's one of those guys that I don't understand him. I don't understand this dude. I think at 135, he could have made a lot of noise, man. He could have been the guy that can contend against Lomachenko. And we could be talking about a mega fight down the future. But he chose to go up in weight and where he's going to be that kind of like that B-level fighter because he's got good skills, but never be able to beat guys like, Spence, Porter, Terrence Crawford, or maybe not even Manny Pacquiao. I still favor Pacquiao at 41, 2, whatever age he is, over him because he doesn't have that up there. What he does now is good for 135. He's got excellent counter punching. The timing is perfect. I mean, and he can hurt a big guy like Jessie Vargas. What makes you think he can't hurt the top guys at 135, including a guy like Lomachenko? I don't get the dude at all.
Absolutely.
Well, it's interesting because
he wants the ability to say, "Okay, I lost to a bigger guy."
And that's shameful. Because that means he's afraid to challenge himself, which I think he has an excellent chance at his natural weight to beat the top guy.
Yeah, he's chasing that 5th division.
Oh no, he
ain't winning nothing there. Man.
No, he's not chasing a belt. Trust me, he doesn't care about a belt. If he cared about legacy, he would have fought Lomachenko.
Shame on you!
Because that's legacy too, right? A 5th division is legacy, right? But fighting Lomachenko is legacy as well, and that's more feasible, in my opinion.
Like I said,
in the end, I think what.
Go ahead, Gonzalo. Go ahead.
In the end, I think what Mikey's doing is he's doing what's best for him, not for his career, not for the audience. Because he's making out these $7 million one-fight deals, and he's going to redo another deal with Eddie Hearn. So he's doing well for himself. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I said, Mikey Garcia at this point, he'd rather take that Pacquiao fight for a couple mil than to fight, guys like Robert Easter Jr. again, had to fight 4 of those to make the type of money he would against Manny Pacquiao. It reminds me of that Robert Guerrero syndrome. Guerrero was another guy that could have stayed at 135 or even 140 and done some great things in there, have more longevity. Instead, he decided to go over to 147, and he got the crap beat out of him by guys like Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, and of course, getting outboxed by Floyd Mayweather didn't help either. So I think Mikey Garcia, and I think, Gonzalo, you hit the nail on the head there. I think Mikey Garcia is more concerned with himself, which is his right. Hey, listen, he's the one getting in there, and he's the one with the family. But don't expect him to get that type of greatness. I don't think he cares, man. Like I said, I remember reading that article from years ago where they talked about how his family were into boxing and all that when he was 10 years old, and instead of working out at the gym, he would play Nintendo or Game Boy, whatever it was, the portable one, and everybody else was boxing. The only reason he got in there is because he realized, oh, I'm good at this. I'm just gonna. It seems like he's got no direction, and he doesn't seem to have that passion for boxing to really be an all-time great, where you got to push yourself. And I know some people are gonna say, BDA, that's a bit of an oxymoron, saying that he wants those big fights, but at the same time, you're saying he doesn't want that greatness. He's not fighting these big guys for the greatness. It's for the money. And like Bucho said, if he loses, oh, yeah, I lost to a bigger guy. What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? I lost to a bigger guy. What do you want?
What do you want from me?
Exactly.
Hey, oh. But by the way, Reagan, you said he would. You give him a chance against Lomachenko, you said?
Yes, man. The way you beat a guy like Lomachenko is perfect timing.
I used to say
some power behind that.
Right. I used to have.
I'm not saying that.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't pick him to beat him. I would take Lomachenko, but you got to start somewhere. You got to have a chance at first, And he's got excellent timing, excellent counterpunching ability. A little slow on his feet. He's always been that, but that's enough, man. You got to go in there and start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blocks punches very well, like BDA was mentioning. He blocks punches well, and he doesn't waste punches. So he's economical, but he's looking for that right punch, and he'll usually get it. So what's to say he can't time Lomachenko as well, like Linares did?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I used to,
but yes.
Go ahead. That's it. All right. Well, I used to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I used to say that. I used to say Mikey Garcia would give Lomachenko a good fight, but then after the way Errol Spence outboxed him and Mikey never took it up and stepped it up another notch, I said, you know what? I think Lomachenko beats him, man.
Yeah, we're going by him choosing not to fight these guys. I think that comes from a lack of confidence, basically what it comes from. But the guy has good skills. He's a skillful fighter. It's just that he doesn't look. Lomachenko could do more things, so I give Lomachenko the edge, right? But you got to have certain things that you're good at, and then in your mind, you try to break it down. Like you just look at what a guy has, and you try to say, look. And I look at Mikey, and I say, Mikey could hold a good punch. Then you add that he's got good timing, with his punching, with his counter punching. Don't tell me he can't catch him. I mean, I don't give a fuck if you're Lomachenko's number one fan. Don't tell me that Mikey Garcia doesn't have a shot with that ability.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, man. I just don't know if he's got, that 1-2 might get old pretty quick against a guy like Lomachenko. That's what I'm worried about. Because you saw how Linares, another guy with a good 1-2, and faster hands than Mikey Garcia. Not as accurate, but faster hands than Mikey Garcia. And after a while, that 1-2 just wasn't working anymore. So I don't know. I'd love to see. I'd like to see Mikey Garcia against Lomachenko just because it'd be a little bit closer than him facing guys like Terence Crawford and Errol Spence again, or even Manny Pacquiao.
How did you boys get have the fight last night then? Because like I said, I was in and out of consciousness, so can't really give my scorecard.
I didn't keep up with the scorecard, but I thought it was close, man. I thought it was close.
Did the right man win though? Did the right man win for you?
Yeah. Because he
What
was.
What about you?
I didn't watch the 12th round. I gotta be honest. I went to sleep. I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, but did you have Mikey up?
Yeah.
You missed him knowing that you had.
Dude, that's why I went to sleep because I was like, he has this. If he manages to stop Vargas in the 12th round, I'll just read about it or something.
The thing is with Mikey Garcia, I don't think anyone's going to stop him. He's got that fucking Mongol chin, isn't he? He's got a fucking Mongol chin.
Look at his face, man.
Look at his head, though. The size of he's got a big ass head.
It's like those Olmec heads. Have you seen the Olmec statues? And
with the hair,
when he's throwing them straight punches, I mean, it's like I said, if he can time that right, that's what Lomachenko struggles with. So I can see where Recognize is coming from, because I've always said the guys with the clean, precise, straight punches are the ones that seem to cause Lomachenko trouble. Linares and Pedraza, them sort of guys. Campbell, but and Mikey does throw them shots nice, but it's just Mikey's going to have to stop Lomachenko, because I just don't think Mikey's busy enough to to win on the cards. Do you know what I mean?
Mikey Garcia.
Lomachenko's not knocking out Mikey Garcia. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone that comes on here and says Lomachenko's stopping Mikey Garcia, fucking talking totally out of their mind, mate.
Yeah, because
he could stop him. Stu. He could stop him, but it's not going to be spark out. He could stop him with too much facial damage, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think if anybody could spark out anyone, would be the other way around, because Mikey might be a bigger puncher with one punch than Lomachenko. There's many ways to stop a guy. You know, you could cut him, and that doesn't mean you necessarily knocked him out, right? You cut his eye, and the doctor says, "Look, let's stop the fight," or his corner says, "Let's stop the fight," or he breaks his nose, like he got his nose broken against Salido, and they decided we should be way ahead on the scorecards. Let's stop the fight. Let's go to the scorecards. So Mikey could be stopped, but what I'm saying is that the guy got pretty good skills, and it's just sad that he would rather go the stupid route.
Yeah.
And be like this B-level fighter just making some money. You know what I'm saying?
He's a great fighter.
Mikey. Sorry, the thing is with Mikey, I think the pay-per-view fights are at welterweight, and that's all he's there for the money, isn't he? The most money he can get. That's why he's calling out Pacquiao, because he's the fucking cash cow in that division, really, isn't he? Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, he's a great fighter at 135. He's a damn good fighter at 140, which I would like to see more. But at 147, there's nothing for him.
Yeah, I mean, like Gonzalo. Let me ask you this: do you think he could beat? Because I don't know if you saw, but we were going through the list of guys at welterweight. I think. What do you think? Crawford, Spence, Pacquiao, and Thurman. Those guys are the question, right? I mean, he can't beat those guys. I don't think. What do you think?
He might be able to beat Thurman, but he's inactive. Just because I think Mikey's also very great. He's a small guy, but he's got heavy hands. You see, there are big guys that have heavy hands, obviously, like big, maybe like Rick, and he might be big, has heavy hands, but there's also small guys that got big, heavy hands, and he's one of those. He's kind of like his brother Robert. I've met him. You know, they're just heavy-handed dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick up punches Crawford.
Too. You know something? You could see it in his punches when he hit Vargas, and Vargas went down in the 6th round. Vargas was hurt. He was hurt pretty bad, and it was. I'm not gonna say I was shocked, but it was like kind of impressive for me to see him drop Vargas that way, and his reaction after that.
Yeah, his reaction was.
Would you pick Vargas to give not pick him, but how do you think Vargas would fare against Lomachenko?
Yeah, I said it. Gonzalo, I think he gives him a good. But the problem is, I think he's afraid of fighting somebody from his own block, kind of thing. Like losing the chances, he's more embarrassed. I think he would feel more embarrassed taking an L to a guy like Lomachenko than taking an L from a bigger guy. Now that could fuck his head up in a fight, but if he was just to go in there and say, "Let's see what's up, let's see who's better," with the right mind frame, you don't know. He has a good chance. He might have a good chance to beat Lomachenko.
Okay, we were talking about Mikey winning a payday, right? The Lomachenko fight is a payday, right?
I agree. Yeah.
I would assume it's a big fight. I would assume he would make a lot of money, especially now. Why is he going after that fight? And you see, this is what I don't understand.
He's
looking for the money. He should fight Lomachenko.
A lot more work for Mikey to lose that, to cut down to what you talking about, at 40 maybe? At 40 or
no, at 35. But if you remember, guys,
okay, so
when there was
you asked the guy to cut 12 pounds. That's work. That's a dedication type of thing that he's not looking to. And to go down there and get beat, I'm gonna have to shave 12 pounds and then get beat down there probably.
So this is the thing. Okay, hold on. So Mikey was too small. Everybody was laughing at the fact that he was moving up to 147. Now he had 2 fights at 147, and all of a sudden the guy's like a welterweight now, and he can't go down.
He's
like,
not a welterweight.
Ridiculous. This is
not a welterweight.
No, he's not. So he
wouldn't
should be able to
struggle.
go back down. I don't want to hear any shit like excuses that Mike is gonna be drained now. No, he's not. He's probably eating more than he should right now to stay at 147.
He's a pudgy 140, Pete. He wouldn't struggle to shed 12 pounds. He's perfect at 135. And if we recall, Yeah. Remember when
Go ahead.
Lomachenko took pictures, Mikey Garcia back in the day when they were rumoring that they might put a fight together? Mikey is bigger than Lomachenko. So he'd have a great chance of
It's
beating
not about
Lomachenko.
size for me. It's not about weight for me. It's just about how lethargic and how boring Mikey Garcia is. I mean, let's be real. Name one person that enjoyed that fight last night.
Oh God!
It wasn't the worst
people
fight.
on a fucking amputated hand. I mean, let's be real. It was atrocious to watch.
It wasn't
really
the worst
was.
fight.
And this guy,
Yeah.
every time I watch Mikey, he fucking puts me to sleep. That tells me everything I need to know. I might as well go and watch Rigondeaux. Fucking go to the archives and watch Rigondeaux if I want to go to sleep.
Nah, you're going
You know
too
what I
far,
mean?
man. You're going too far. It
Yeah,
wasn't that boring.
I'm going a bit far with Rigondeaux, of course I am. But
Because
look,
Stu,
we're
you gotta
going
keep.
down you know
Stu,
where I'm going with this. That Mikey's
but
boring as fuck.
but you
Butcho
gotta
fell
keep in mind,
asleep in round 12. I fell asleep in round 3. I mean, what round did you fucking make it till BDA?
No, but Stu,
7?
to your credit though, you were over there in England. It's about what 3 in the morning when you're watching the fight. So I mean, it's I
Yeah, I
understand.
know, but the thing is, I stayed up for the Fury Wilder fight. Fucking,
Yeah, but
I
that was
wide awake, mate. Wide awake.
that was different. That was a mega fight. That was
Yeah,
a
no,
mega
but look,
fight.
listen. When there's a good fight, it wakes me up. Trust me, I've done it so many times. I've stayed up, watched cards, fallen asleep. A fight will get exciting. I'll wake up. It's a natural thing. You do that fucking thing. I mean, the more I watched it, the more my eyes closed. The more they started to hurt. I mean, it's just dreadful to watch. Really was. I mean, and that fucking clown Macklin. I think Golovkin punched him in the ribs too fucking hard, and it's shattered his brain. I don't know how it managed to do it, but it's managed to shatter fucking Macklin's brain because that guy is the worst commentator I've heard in a long time, a fucking long time. He was calling Chocolatito Chocolatito for about 10 rounds. 10 rounds he was calling him in that for. I mean, I think someone must have said, look, because at the end he was calling him Chocolatito, so someone must have fucking mentioned it in the end because he was saying it every 10 seconds and he got that wrong. He had just some of the stuff. Oh, everybody's got Mikey Garcia in their top 5 pound for pound. Don't speak for me, Macklin. I haven't got him anywhere near my top 20. So get out of it. Macklin thinks he speaks for everyone. Oh yeah, Mikey, he's that good. Everyone's got him in a top pound for pound. No, they haven't. Not me.
That's the vibe I got as well. Like that Mikey's some sort of pound for pound boxer still. I'm like, are these people crazy?
You can tell what they're getting fed by. You can tell when they're talking on their own, which is the whole mispronouncing Chocolatito's name. But when they get those talking points from the zone, that's when it gets fucking cringy, man. It gets talking about Mikey's last opponent. He couldn't find. I forget how they said it. Just about how he's going to campaign at 47. He tried to get a fight at 40. Could not get that fight. He's going to stay at 47.
Yeah, like he's a hero. Like he's some sort of hero for staying at 147.
He's a hero. He's a hero.
Huh?
He's fucking lazy.
I tell you what, mate. The fucking the British were going on like Mikey was fucking Salvador Sanchez. The British were going. Honestly, man, fucking, it was embarrassing. I mean, Macklin. I still think Macklin's hanging out of fucking Mikey's ass as we speak. If you see a pair of trainers hanging around out of Mikey's ass, you know it's Macklin there. Because the fucking guy.
Or Ellie.
I mean, he gave Mikey fucking rounds just for being there. I mean,
what did you say, Ellie Setback?
No.
Is that what you just said? Oh yeah, he sucks fucking Mickey off. Listen, can I just tell you straight up?
And then you got fucking Adam Smith. I mean, that fucking guy. I mean, does anyone want to listen to him? I mean, he's a weirdo as well. I'm sure he's got fucking Madeleine McCann fucking in his basement somewhere. He kidnapped her from Portugal.
Okay, come on, man.
Fucking weirdo.
By the way, this is what Mikey Garcia is saying now. He says, ready to go anywhere, including Saudi Arabia, for a Pacquiao fight. I would not. Why do people want to go this?
Does this guy want a payday or
God
what?
damn.
I mean, now he's like he's inviting himself over to Saudi Arabia. I mean, come on.
And by the way, how do you get a haircut like Mikey Garcia? Like he looks like a fighting rooster. I said it before in the Discord. You look at him, you think, oh man, this guy's gonna throw down. He's like el gallito, you know. But instead, he fights
Vargas.
like a, yeah, man.
Like Fernando Vargas.
Well, he was a rooster.
He had the haircut, remember? Vargas?
Nah, he wasn't. Nah,
he
he
used to
wasn't.
dye his hair in the front.
Yeah, and dye it on top. Yeah.
Diet, but he didn't have that. This fucking Garcia, he's got that rooster hair. I want that haircut. I don't know how to get it. I'm gonna try and investigate.
I'll tell you what, right?
And then they played that
Mikey's got a
Mexican
future after
national
boxing, mate. He played one of them Indian chiefs in a western or something. He's made for it, anyone. But he's a strange looking guy. That fucking guy.
Yeah.
Well, fucking guys, fucking Vegas popped it off. I think they were saying 4-1 during the broadcast, but Vegas, I think, by the time the fight cocked off, and it was 5-1 odds with fucking Garcia. I mean, listen,
Jesse, hey, you know about your roids, Jimmy. Did Jesse? Because I said to the boys earlier, did Jessie Vargas look roided up to you last night? Because he did to me.
He's back.
If he was, he did have a lot of zits on his back, so he'd be taking an oil base. That would mean an oil based steroid, which that would escalate his testosterone.
Where did that come from?
I'm saying if that is an indicator that zits on a back is definitely not. That doesn't help his defense.
It wasn't just that, though, bro. It's the muscle. Go and look at the physique he was when he fought Timothy Bradley. Then go and look at the physique he was last night. And I think it probably hindered him.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with him. The few times I've watched him, I've been disinterested. I just don't think I don't rate the kid. I think he's a B-level talent at best.
Yeah.
I think when he got when Mickey popped up to 140 his first fight, he went life and death with Lipinets, who's just a fucking scrapping club-type fighter who's going to hang around the fringes. And then right after that fight, his father said, it's always important because that father runs that family, and he knows, he's clued in. The father's the brains about it, behind them all. But anyways, he's like, my son's ideal weight is 135. I don't know what he's doing. And Mickey said, yeah, I did all right, but my ideal weight is 135. He went on to say it 3 more times. Then it was the money fight, the Errol Spence fight. And it was now what it is sheer laziness. He was as soft as shit again yesterday. I thought he was telegraphing his fight, his punches. It's just Vargas is so limited. He just stayed there. Like I tweeted before I got on the show, thank you, Eddie Hearn, for answering that burning question that I think keeps a lot of fans up at night. Can Mikey Garcia hang with the fringes of the welterweight division?
But Steve, in their minds, he did the opposite. Mikey just basically solidified by going 12 rounds with Spence, surviving, losing every round, but surviving the fight. He said to himself, my blockhead with my pomade over hairdo, whatever BDA's dream hairdo, I can take the biggest welterweight in the division's punch, and I can put my hand up after every round. So hey, now I'm going to stay here. I don't have to drop down to 40 exactly or 47. And I mean, or 35. He should be at 35, but I'll stay up here at 47. And he's like Jimmy said, he doesn't want to give anywhere near the dedication to go back down.
That's all it is.
Probably it.
That's all it is. Don't even he's staying at 147 because he can't be bothered to get in shape.
Well, and another reason, guys, let's be honest. If he goes anywhere near 135, what do you think the first thing everybody, including us, is going to be saying?
Yeah.
He wants nothing. Lomachenko, that fucking Mickey, which obviously would be a lot faster, 135. Lomachenko would eat that kid alive. He is so basic. He is so basic.
Mikey would be the second best guy in that division if he went down to 135. I still think this is what I'm saying. When I look at Mikey, I see a talent, but I just see a guy that's lackluster, doesn't want to really give it his all, doesn't train properly, doesn't really care for boxing that much, to be honest with you. He's a kid with natural talent, and he's just using it to get by. And look, if he went, he's still good enough to. Can you imagine what he'd do to Devin Haney? Come on, man, he'd plaster Devin Haney all over the place. He still beats all them sort of guys.
The only plus side for him, this is the only plus side if he was to go down to even 140, but definitely 135, is the fact he's been taking shots by bigger guys. It's going to make him even that much harder to get stopped. If he really wanted glory and wanted legacy, he would go down to 135 or 140 and clear out the division. I didn't even hear about him asking anybody for fights at 140. Did anybody hear about him making offers?
No, man. He's talking about going to Saudi Arabia or Qatar or whatever and fucking fighting
Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, or Errol Spence.
Oh my God, this kid's so fucking transparent. It's ridiculous. Surprised we can see him.
Could you imagine how he's going to be can you imagine how he's going to be if he ever becomes a cop, which is what he wants to do? He's going to be pulling people over and asking for bribes all over the place because he's a greedy fuck, apparently.
Exactly.
Yeah, because of the money now, I doubt he would even fucking go on the department. Well, even if they did, I don't know, he'd probably do like fucking the celebrity officer thing. How do you become a multimillionaire and get on chips? Start pulling people over your motorcycle. How can I, dude? You write me $100 ticket. You got 18 million in the bank. You cocksucker. I probably catch a case. Seriously.
Why are you so angry?
You're out here ruining people's day for fun.
We so fucking lackluster. There could be a bank robber driving past him. He can't even bother to fucking chase the guy.
Hey, shout out to Padja. Shout out to Padja, who's just donated with the super chat, but left no message. If you're gonna donate with the super chat, leave a message, whatever it has to be, but just leave it. All right. Thank you, Padja, for your contribution.
Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. Who was talking? Somebody was gonna say something. Sorry.
I was probably just gonna mumble something stupid, but Mikey Garcia is not doing himself any favors because, like, again, I like to get the pulse of things, and you guys are you're what Stu and I came on and heard you talking. You guys are 100% reflective of most of social media. It was like, why? What was this fight for? Where's it going? We already know he can't hang. I mean, it would be like if he was even remotely competitive against Spence. That was full-on survival mode to the point it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so who's he trying to prove? Seriously, Vargas?
And this is the thing, Bay Area in the chat really needs to fucking calm down. Bay Area in the chat, he beats Loma, he beats Josh Taylor. I mean, who's next? Tyson Fury. I mean, is there anyone Mikey Garcia can't beat, according to Bay Area? I mean, calm down. That performance
obviously Errol Spence.
Look, that performance last night, average at best. I mean, if it was that good, I'd have stayed awake for it. Come on, man. Look. I said the night before the fight, I said, you're going to get a boring display. It's going to be Mikey just doing enough to win. But I picked Jessie Vargas because I said I'd never pick Mikey again. It weren't me really getting it wrong because I fancy Mikey deep down. It's just, I don't want to pick him again. After that Errol Spence form, it's a bit like Butcho with Andy Ruiz. Butcho's so pissed off with Andy Ruiz from that lackluster performance that he doesn't want to support him or pick him ever again. And I'm the same with Mikey.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody I know was like that, dude. Everybody I know said Mickey would probably win, but I'm pulling for Vargas. I think that was pretty much everybody's sentiment because everybody saw for what it was. You know what I mean, Stu? Exactly what it was. Just a money grab.
The thing with Mikey Garcia
he's chasing a.
Go ahead.
He's chasing an 8-digit paycheck, in the tens of millions, maybe like 10 million, 15 million, and he'll get that with Pacquiao most likely. So I think, it is a cash out, but he's looking to make a lot of money. And I don't think that there's any other fight that he would make that money.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's what I said at the beginning of the show.
Corky, Mikey Garcia is not bigger than Josh Taylor.
Hold on.
Size is not going to be a factor.
That's a good point. Chris K, a.k.a. Undercover Asian, just donated the super chat. Shout out to Chris K. He says, Mikey walks around at 150, but he can't make 135, 140. Get out of here. Yeah, that's what it makes it this all the more unbelievable. And by the way, we got a message here because we got to really highlight the fact that you guys got to hit the like button. So here we have a message from our board of directors.
Hit the like button, you big queers. Hit the like button, you big queers.
There you go. Hit the like button, you big queers. All right.
Creepy.
All right. So,
awesome.
Gonzalo, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I don't doubt that he truly does believe that this punching power can be a game changer. So I don't think that he's going to go in there thinking, oh, I'm just going to lose. He's going to assume, he could possibly shock the world, but I still wouldn't pick Mikey against Pacquiao because they got bad luck against the Filipino. Every fighter that come out of that gym, they have a bad reputation with that.
I mean, when Mikey said in the post-fight interview that he wanted a rematch with Errol Spence, you could hear cotton wool hitting the floor. I mean, no one wanted. Let's be real. It got the response that when Nathan Cleverly said he wanted a trilogy with Bellew. I mean, who wanted to see that? Yeah. Who wants to see Errol Spence and Mikey again? It was so one-sided. This is the thing. We don't even want to see Wilder again. You know, Wilder, we don't see that again. So why would we want to see Mikey and Errol Spence again?
Yeah.
I want to see Wilder again.
Mikey, he's not like Mikey.
No, I want to see Wilder again, just not in there with Tyson Fury. I've seen it. I've seen enough now.
All right, Pete, you were going to say something?
We're getting tired. The whole build-up to like I said, we've got to go through months of these fucking cockroaches. Back giving us aggro, just making the place toxic. I mean, Wilder just needs to go away for a little while. Let us fucking.
Did you see his latest Instagram post?
Celebrate peace. Huh?
You see his latest Instagram post, Wilder's? He posted last night. First he did that, I'm your king. Your king is all right, that bizarre speech. Well, since then, you know what his next one was? His next post his next post was him in his hair all braided in shells, screaming, saying African national.
Right.
So he's going even deeper down that rabbit hole.
We know who the leading role is.
As he gets
we know the leading role is if there's a new fucking Shaka Zulu movie coming out. It's Deontay, isn't it? He's made for the role.
And by the way, before we continue,
that was an act. That was an act. Someone's written that down and told it. That's not come from the mind or the heart. That's not, you know.
I don't know, man.
Oh no, he's got that written down somewhere. That's scripted as hell, man. Look how corny it was.
I don't know who's he hanging out with, but go ahead, Mr. BDA.
I just was going to say, shout out to G Boogie, who donated for the super chat. He said, BDA, it wouldn't surprise me if Mikey Garcia retires and joins Border Patrol to put his own people away. Oh, yeah, to put his own people away. Yeah. Imagine he does that and he bleaches his skin. And instead of calling him Mikey, he calls himself Michael Garcia. You got to go away.
Sammy Sosa.
Oh, yeah, Sammy Sosa. All right. By the way, what was I going to say?
Michael Garcia. Is that what he calls himself?
Yeah, he bleaches his skin. He just goes around. You gotta go back. You gotta go back. What was I going to say?
Dear.
You know who I want to see? Oh, yeah, shout out to G Boogie. Thank you for your contribution, man. You know who I want to see? Jessie Vargas. Because we're talking about Mikey. First of all, Mikey Garcia, I don't think he does a single exercise of high intensity interval workout or anaerobic. I think all he does is aerobic. That's why he doesn't throw more than 6 punches around. And he definitely eats way too many tortillas, too many flautas, too many tamales. He needs to cut it out, man. Because no, he looked fat in there, man. 147, no definition. Yeah. I mean, look, I know it's not a bodybuilding contest in there, but I want to see at least a little definition, man.
Okay, all right, calm down. The thing is, he's
calm down.
Like I said, he's 4 or 5 pounds off of his street weight. You know, his walking around weight. He didn't have to cut for a camp, and he's got a shot to let Pacquiao beat him. I mean, listen, why would he go to all the work to lose all this weight when he could do let's just say bare minimum. He's with Snack, right? He thinks he's got the chin to take it. And Jimmy mentioned his dad. His dad's.
Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Deontay. The thing is,
that scared Pete.
His dad, you know, from the very beginning, like I said, this is going totally the opposite direction of what his dad thought was best for him. His dad was ready to step in there in that Spence fight. They talked him out of it. They kept telling him, give him, you know, let him finish the fight. Let him try to finish the fight. Once he finished that fight, not winning a round, he got it in his own head. I could take this punch. Now he's talking 47 to Vargas now, and like his dad's right there. And if it gets out of hand, he's gonna. In other words, his dad's letting him ride with this, but he'll pull a plug when he thinks it's going to get too bad. But you know, they want that Pacquiao fight, and he wants to cash out.
So
if he does become top, it does pick on his own people. I heard that after he gives you a ticket for double the rate, when he walks away from your window, he goes, you know, he gives you his fist. He pumps his fist when he fucks somebody else.
Okay, man, what the fuck? Wait.
I don't believe this will even be good numbers for pay-per-view Pacquiao. Do you think Pacquiao got? I'm not sure.
Listen, the Mexicans
relative to anybody else, yeah, of course.
No, I'm
afraid.
Dude, Terence Crawford.
No.
It's going to do okay numbers, but it's just not a fight that excites me. It just don't. I'm sorry, it don't.
It sucks. And it puts you to sleep. Stu mentioned he put him to sleep. It put somebody else to sleep. The problem is he didn't put Vargas to sleep. He's got no power. He's got no power in the welterweight division. You follow me? Mm-hmm. He's not. He knows he doesn't have the power.
Look, I think you're right there, Pete. You're right, because at the end of the day, if Mikey's the thing is, well, you got to go and take your opportunity. If you want a Manny Pacquiao fight, you got to go out there and put on a display for the fans, so they call for it. You got to go out there and destroyed Jessie Vargas. Jessie Vargas was terrible last night. Like I said, he's shot to pieces. I don't care what anyone says. That's how bad Mikey was. He made it close. Mikey is any welterweight at their best is taking Jessie Vargas apart. Trust me, I know a shot fight. I know a shot fighter when I see one.
Yeah, that fighter, that fight would make good numbers because we got to think that Pacquiao is on his way out. He maybe has 1 or 2, maybe 3 fights, and the last would probably be in the Philippines for free. So if he's trying to get that lottery ticket, yeah, he better chase for it. And it would still make money because the Mexicans are loyal fans, and they probably would make it in Texas. And for the reason that I said, yeah, Pacquiao's probably his last 1 or 2 fights left.
They're by the way, shout out to Gonzalo running for president.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Well, hold on. Before we continue, shout out to Gonzalo for his contribution. And he says Mikey's boxing trunks were hideous. I don't understand what you're talking about, Gonzalo. They didn't look all that bad.
They were not. No, they were bad, man.
He looked like he had a pair of 1990 fucking basketball sneakers on.
Did you fucking see his suit he had on in the press conference? It looked like he got it from fucking Recognize's garage sale.
Okay, come on. I don't know. I dig the trunks. I like the color scheme. The black with the red makes it seem as if you're gonna go to war. The sneakers, yeah, they literally look like sneakers instead of boxing shoes. But hey, listen. And by the way, the referee,
he's definitely a cowboy, and you could tell he's one of the Mexicans.
Yeah,
those Mexicans.
He comes across. He's a tight fucker, Mikey. You can imagine Mikey being really tight with his money, right? He goes around in like fucking 1974 Cadillac or something like that, doesn't he? He's one of them tight bastards that you would never know he was a multi-millionaire if you didn't know he was. I mean, like I said, that suit he had on the other day. I mean, fucking hell, man. I wouldn't bury someone in that.
You know what he should have done and pay homage to Wilder? He should have, to do the whole, he should have came in with like a flannel, just a top button and a fucking fishnet on his head. And a cap pulled down to his eyebrows.
Come on. Hey, listen, speaking of...
I think he's losing his mind after this.
Speaking of Deontay Wilder, here's the video that you talked about.
He looks like a...
Fuck is it? I'm gonna turn the music off.
What is wrong with him?
What is that?
What was that, BDA?
That's the video that I'm showing you.
Talking about
the video. What is
you were
that?
just about to say. You were saying something before that. You were.
Yeah, I don't have to say anything. Look at the screen, at the Discord screen. What is that?
Double click, guys, if you can see it. Click on the video screen.
Oh my god! Did this come out after the fight?
I don't know. Well,
no, it was probably.
Yeah, right there. This
is after the beating he took.
No,
I mean,
this is the shells. Yeah.
Is it not? Was this before the beating then?
No, this is before.
Yeah, before. I don't think he's doing that shit right now.
He hasn't left his house.
Roots, Fury beating back to his roots, man. Fuck.
My bomb squad.
yeah, this is what
my bomb squad.
My bomb squad nation.
My bomb squad family.
Well, dude,
I saw the video. What?
Even fucking writers like Michael Woods, who are like kind of fucking, he's kind of a social justice warrior writer, like never says nothing negative. Mm-hmm. He's even saying, man, that was some bizarre shit. That you're king. And the way he said it, you're king.
But you know what's more pathetic?
You can see why Wilder's got loads of kids, though, can't you? You can see why he's got loads of kids. You can imagine him a right fucking slime ball with a lady.
He's the kind of guy.
You know I love you, baby. I'm your king.
He's the kind of guy that gets a girl
I'm your
pregnant.
King, baby.
He's the kind of guy that gets a girl pregnant, and she's like, "I'm pregnant," and he's like, "Oh shit, did I really get pregnant? I wasn't supposed to."
Don't worry about it, baby.
Hey, motherfucker, you should have used a condom. What is wrong with you?
No, he'd be like, "Don't worry about it, baby. Got a DNA test in my fucking wardrobe."
You know what he says? He says, "Yo, King,
covered, baby.
Yo, King is gonna take care of this. He's got the coat hanger ready and everything, baby. He's gonna put that coat hanger and rise it like from the ashes like a phoenix." Well, listen, hey, that's the way we do in Mexico, man. And speaking of Mexico, or Latin America, I should say. Well, let's. By the way, what do you guys think? Jessie Vargas, I disagree with Stu. I don't think he's finished. I'd like to see him in there. Kell Brook. Everybody's talking about Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford. They're not gonna make that fight. So what about Kell Brook versus Jessie Vargas? That's a doable fight. The Zone, Eddie Hearn. Kell Brook, it seems like they can't find him an opponent. Put him in there against Jessie Vargas. He never disappoints.
Hey, he wants a payday. He can go to the UK. I'm pretty sure he can get a juicy payday. Why not?
Juicy Peter. Hey, well, I'm sorry. The thing is this: is Vargas like at 54 for his last few fights? I didn't even know he was up to 54 yet. I didn't know he came down from 54.
Well, he fought
Shows
Humberto
you how
Soto.
bad Saddam Ali is.
Yeah, it's true.
All I know is this, man. Mikey, if Mikey's going to be, what tells you he's really not going to try to, it's not about legacy for him, is that he watched his older brother probably bust his ass for his entire life and try to best and come out with basically money wise less than Mikey can make fucking around like this. So he's going to go for it. And if he really, if you're going to go up in weights like this, I'm sure Pacquiao can, as an example, you better have something besides a fucking 1-2 and a fucking good chin. If you're going to go up there, if you're going to be great above your weight class, Pacquiao's not bigger than any of these guys, but he's got the angles, he's got speed. Mikey's pretty basic.
Pacquiao's got all the angles.
Yeah,
Pacquiao's got. Right? Yeah, Pacquiao's got all the angles, man. Now, speaking of,
too, let's be honest.
Garcia's father, by the way.
Let's actually talk about a fight that is exciting, and not fucking Mikey and Vargas. Chocolatito.
No, but before we get to Chocolatito, I just wanted to say one last thing about Garcia. Isn't it true? Maybe Gonzalo knows this. Is it true, Big G, Garcia's father? Is it true he beat somebody to death in Mexico, and that's why they moved to the United States?
For fuck's sake.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe Gonzalo can shed some light into that. Because I heard he was I heard he was
Don King.
I heard he was a narco over in Mexico, and maybe I don't know. Maybe he was a don over there.
Sicario.
He was a sicario, yeah. All right, yeah. You know what? Stu's right. Let's move on to what?
Yeah. No, but Stu mispronounced Chocolatito.
I said Chocolatito.
No, Chocolatito. How did you say? What did you say?
I said Chocolatito, didn't I? He said Macklin was calling him Chocolito.
Chocolito, Chiclito. Yeah,
but you don't mind it. You don't mind it once in a while, but he was saying it every 30 seconds. Oh, great, right? And by Chocolito, and just call him Gonzalez and make it easier for yourself.
Yeah,
it's only like round 11. He started to get it right. Someone must have whispered in his ear or told him or something. But they wait until round 11 to tell it.
Poor commenting.
You know how you say his name in English? It's simple. It's Chocolatito. That's it.
That's right.
Chocolate.
In
Spanish is just they add the law, chocolatito, right?
Chocolatito, yeah.
So in English, it's just chocolatito.
Hey, somebody
but he wasn't saying that. He was saying chocolito.
Yeah.
Chocolatito. Listen. Chocolatito is an all-time great for sure. But his younger brother coming up, they say he's going to be better. Vainillita. Little Vanilla.
What's his name? Milk Chocolatito. What's his name? Milk Chocolatito.
Yeah, Vainillita. He's gonna make some big. Him and Coquito Lopez, who's Teofimo Lopez's younger brother, and Floyd Mayweather's son, Lloyd Mayweather. Oh man, he's gonna be good, man. Let me tell you. All right, listen.
Floyd's got a son called Lloyd.
Yeah, it's Lloyd. Look it up on Google. I can't Google it right now because we're gonna move on to Chocolatito. But yeah, Lloyd Mayweather. He's gonna light the world on fire.
Why, Floyd? Why?
Listen, we got a phone call. Let's take a phone call real quick, and then move on to Chocolatito. All right, 419. You're on the air. 419.
Hey, what's up, BDA?
Good, man. Is this Tony Toledo?
Tito.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. How you doing, man? Thank you for calling in.
Giving a call, I like listening to the show, and I only call in when I hear something boxing stupid, so I got to, put in the other point of view,
How come you don't call in all the time then? If we're always saying something stupid. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what I mean by that is, hey, man, wasn't that a great card last night, man? That was some top boxing, all around on it, from Parker all the way to Garcia, it was good. Chocolatito, and the whole card was good, man. And look, the talk about Mikey, Mikey's chasing a money grab. Mikey's going for a 5th division, man. That's top boxing legacy. And to say, hey, he's chasing for a money grab, he was chasing that.
Never gonna happen.
Beat Thurman,
So, never gonna happen.
Hey, well, we see, Stu. We'll see. I'll tell you this.
Listen,
hey, Colin, can I ask you a question?
I can say it loud and proud. That I'm not even worried about the crime. It'll never happen.
You couldn't tell that Mikey got tired quick. Mikey got tired quick, man. He couldn't even throw, man. You know when Spence couldn't knock out Mikey.
That's because he's fat at 147.
Yeah, to get Manny tired, you've got to put the work on it.
Man.
Charlie Holmes.
He's fat at 147.
So he's scrapping.
That's true, Tito. Yeah, go ahead, Regulus. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, caller, he's fat at 147.
Mikey's not at 147 to get money.
Shut up,
Mikey wants to be known as in the books as one of the greats. If he does,
just max on have 85%. Good stuff.
He's more than 135. And
Hey, Caller, can I ask you a question?
Caller, it's a dialogue. Listen, he's fat at 147.
Challenging Spence.
All right, hold on. One at a time, because it's getting too heavy.
Jimmy has a question for you.
Hold on.
Because he said he's going. He said he's going for his 5th title call.
Yeah, he said that like 20 times.
Okay, yeah. So let me ask you. Name the first 4 who they were against.
Hold on, he's looking it up on Box Rank.
Mr. Guerrero? Oh.
The reason why I'm asking who they were against, because nobody remembers, because they weren't good fights. Because you know what Mickey has done? He has jumped around divisions, picking off the easiest perceived opponent, because every title he got was always against the easiest of that division. And I'm not saying this kid isn't a talented kid, because he is. His heart is into boxing, like Bucho said. This fight last night
is okay, I guess, to you.
4 divisions used to be a shoe into the Hall of Fame.
Tito, can I say something? Ask you something. Tito, okay, so you think that Mikey's going for legacy, okay, but how come he didn't want to fight Lomachenko?
You think fighting a champion at 147 is less legacy than fighting Lomo? You got
Lomo.
Lomachenko's a tougher pounder.
Spence was way more like, hey, fighting.
What did it do to his legacy?
Wait, talk about. He doesn't.
So see, that's where you don't get.
He got beat up,
man.
He didn't try. Tito, come on.
Tito, he didn't want to
fight
the
Mexican spirit.
Hold on. Guys, one at a time. Hold on. One at a time. All right. Tidion, you gotta. Okay, listen, Tidion. Hold on. Okay. Hold on.
There's a delay, people. There's a delay.
There's a delay between calls. Listen, Titon, I get what you're saying. But sabes que, Holmes?
Yeah.
Mikey didn't even try. Like what's his name? Bucho said he didn't even try against Spence. He didn't pick it up. No. He didn't go another notch. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I just spoke.
Okay, go ahead now. Yeah.
147. He got tired quick as heck.
Charlie Holmes.
Because he's fat, Holmes. That's why. He's a fat 147 pounder.
Man. You couldn't tell last night that Mikey got his breathing was better. He was throwing more punches.
Hey, look, what the hospital should do.
Last year.
What the hospital should do, right? Before an operation.
A whole bunch of people are going to have to shut the pie hole.
Maybe. But you know what?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But look, he dropped it.
Talk junk. Hey.
We can say whatever we want, Tito. Come on, listen, Tito.
I'm glad that
hey, Tito.
There that are challenging.
Hey, Labito.
It would be boring as F.
Well, he was boring last night. I mean, he wasn't throwing. He was boring last night. He wasn't throwing. Other than the.
Look, Mikey's trash, man.
Listen, Tito. Hold on, guys. Let me speak here, please. After the knockdown, Tidion. After the knockdown, he didn't do much. He was throwing 10 punches around. I mean, you call that entertaining?
Hey, well, look, did you hear what
Not answering my question, are you? You're not going to answer it. You're just going to keep talking and asking me
Answer the question.
Answer my question, Tito.
Answer the question, caller.
Tito.
All right, answer his call. This is a dialogue, bro. Answer his question.
Hey, maybe if you shut your pie hole, I might hear his question.
I asked it twice. I said, listen, Tito, we can't have a conversation.
So go fuck yourself. You've been fucking talking the whole time.
But I just wanted to get
No, exactly.
the other side I'm at,
So fuck you, Tito.
I had to put that other side.
Tito, go fuck yourself.
Come on, let's fight.
You'll get some Chocolatito.
Hey, Mr. BDA.
All right, let's move on.
Tito, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
All right, let's move on.
Hey, Mr. BDA.
you're a bum like Hero Mikey. He's a bum as well.
He hung up.
Look,
He hung
what
up.
the hospital should do. What the hospital should do, right? Instead of giving them anesthetic before an operation, just stick a Mikey fight on. You save yourself fucking a lot of money. You can knock these fucking guys clean out. You'd be able to chop their fucking arm off and they wouldn't feel it after watching Mikey. He put me to sleep last night. He put me in a coma.
I'd rather
The
go
only
on
thing
a
that woke
fucking
me up
mass
was
shooting
the
than listen to
screaming
T-Tone never
commentators.
speak again.
Listen,
Huh?
he didn't want
I
to
said
fight
I'd rather go to a mental institution than listen to fucking T-Tone talk.
Well, listen, in a way,
pain in the ass, man.
in a way, you are. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, in a way, you already are in a mental institution. But look, I asked T-Tone. I tried to have a conversation. I said, "Do you think he was entertaining?" Yeah, but you know what, Holmes? It's like, he didn't even answer the question. I knew as soon as he said,
No,
you know
he
what,
was
Holmes?
avoiding it.
Exactly. I mean, come on,
fucking
T-Tone, man.
asshole.
Last time I heard him talk like that was in that Danny Garcia fight with when he was getting into with Angel. Ruben, you should have asked him about Ruben's next fight. That's the question. But we're not going to know.
You know what? You know what T-Tone wanted to? He wanted us to say, "Simon, say you're right, man. Mikey Garcia is the truth." Nah, that's not gonna happen. We're not. Look, like even Jimmy conceded. He's got talent. He's a talented kid, but he mentally he doesn't want to push it. And now you could say, well, he pushed. You know, he stepped in there against Spence, but what did he do? He could have done a little bit more than what he did in there. But no, he just decided to survive. Come on.
He's talking about legacy. That was humiliating.
Just a little bit. Yeah, fucking look.
He's gonna get the title shot.
We got 30% that day, and 15% of that was his celebrations at the end of every round. I mean, fucking, it was. Oh, come on, man!
Somebody threw more punches at the ceiling than he did at Spence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So they fought for the diamond belt, and that means that you become a contender. You get put in the number 1 position to challenge for the title.
But what welterweight is going to be? You know what I mean? What welterweight champion is he going to be? I bet you Virgil Ortiz would knock the dog snot out of him right now, and that'd be crazy because they both got that same fucking forehead. That Eddie Munster.
Can I just interrupt here quickly? Can I just interrupt because I just read a comment in the chat and I want to. Lisa has put in the chat that Deontay Wilder actually shit himself. One of the body shots. Right?
Wait a minute. Okay, now you know what?
Shots. And Mark Brilliant's had to sign a disclosure. Look, I don't know if she's trolling. I don't know if it's true.
No, it's not true. It's not true.
She saw a shit track on the floor.
Yeah, well, Fury hit him that hard. He actually fucking his bowels opened up. That's basically what she's saying. So I'd like to know if that's true or just trolling.
I saw Mickey Wood do that to Marvin Hagler's brother, Robbie Sims. Hit him with a body shot and Robbie shit his pants. I shit on myself, he was screaming in the ring. After he got up, it was Mo. Yeah, I caught him with a body shot. And he was screaming, I shit on myself. I shit on myself.
I mean, look. I mean, how embarrassing could that be? You know, you're the fucking KO king of Wakanda. And the next minute, you're fucking getting you're getting your ass whooped and you're shitting your pants as well.
Nah, that sounds like bullshit to me. It sounds like bullshit to me.
Look, no, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's true for any of you fucking weirdos start attacking me. I'm just saying I've seen the comment. I'm asking you guys if you know anything about this being true.
Yeah, JD would have put a towel around his waist and reached up there and pulled it out. I got it for you, Camp. Let me pull it out for you. I'll save it for later.
The thing is, though, knowing Wilder, he'll probably use that as an excuse. It's food poisoning or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, listen, before we continue, we had a super chat that I got to get to. Who was it? Hold on a second. It was Steven Schneider, who says, "This is for Recognize. Shout out to Jimmy. Good stuff." Yeah, good. Hey, fucking Recognize with that high testosterone of his really went after T-Tone.
Yeah.
T-Tone, you got to call him, by the way, next time. Don't let this call deter you from calling him next time.
You.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick. We got 805 on the line. Hold on a second. 805. You're on the air. 805. You're on the air.
BD, how you doing?
Good. Who is this? Is this Michael Stunt?
This is Durden, a.k.a. Mike, yeah.
Just say Michael Stunt.
Fucking a.k.a.
Nah, that guy doesn't exist anymore.
A.k.a. Yo King. A.k.a. Yo King.
I can't hear what did you say, Michael?
That guy doesn't exist. Michael Scott's make-believe.
Could you elaborate a little bit on what you're talking about?
Bipolar.
No, he's just a make believe. He's a make believe character.
Who is a make believe
Not like a real
character?
guy. Michael Stott.
Ah, all right. Durden. What do you want to talk about?
Anyways, yeah. Yeah, it's just Mikey Garcia.
Would you measure in the fucking doctor or the
Mikey
fucking psychiatrist or something? Man?
I can't hear. I can't hear Durden. Durden, go ahead.
I can't hear anything Stuart says, but.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. No. We gotta. Yeah, there's been some bad blood between Stu and Durden these last couple of days. I think it's because Durden.
Hasn't there been?
It's a pity I couldn't hear anything as well. You know what I mean? Especially when Stott's on the phone. But fortunately, I can hear it.
Well, it's one of those shows tonight. One of those hostile shows. I love it. All right, Durden, go ahead. What is it you want to say about Mikey Garcia?
No, I mean, I'm pretty happy with Mikey, you know, in his victory. I kind of need to watch this fight closer because I didn't really pay attention to it because I was distracted. I was on a date, you know. So
what was the guy's name?
I do want to go back and watch. Huh?
Nothing.
Ryan needed some attention, okay?
All right.
Ryan is feeling lonely. He gets like this when there's another Mexican getting all the attention.
Uh-huh.
So he gets a little. He gets a little needy.
The fuck? Did you just hang up or?
A little back rub.
Ooh, somebody hung up. All right.
No, I'm right here.
Okay, yeah, because I think we had somebody else on the line. They hung up. I think it's because of this of your Ryan Garcia obsession. All right, but go ahead. What did you want to talk about, Mikey Garcia? What did you're pretty?
I mean, anyways, but I do want to go back and watch the fight. But I am impressed with the results of Mikey Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect him to make Jesse look that bad. I knew he would win, but not like, you know, I didn't think he would hurt him. He apparently put some damage on Jesse. And I think, you know, I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's definitely in my top 5 for sure now. Pound for pound wise, and he might even be. Oh yeah, he's been there for a long time. Like in my view.
So wait, hold on. So beating Jessie Vargas, who's a good fighter. I'm not trying to denigrate Jessie Vargas, but he dropped the dud against Errol Spence. Then he beats Jessie Vargas, and he throws 6 shots around after the knockdown. To you, that's pound for pound over guys like.
I believe he did very well against Spence. He made Spence look regular. You know, I mean, I know Spence isn't that great either, but he made a guy who demolishes people struggle to. Spence was afraid to even try to go for a knockout because he felt like he might get outboxed. So he had to just try to use his power, which worked. And he wasn't supposed to win. But the fact that I think Mikey held his own shows us something. The guy is pretty good for his weight class.
Are you an announcer for DAZN?
DAZN.
I don't even watch DAZN. So.
Oh,
how did you watch this fight?
That sounds like let's see. Are you a big Mickey fan? No, because honestly, bro, man, I had no dog in the fight. But I mean, I watched that Spence fight. I went and watched with a bunch of hardcore. And listen, that was a humiliation. That was a one-sided for the shit he talked, for the fact that he had every reporter saying, but Mickey, you said yourself 135 was your ideal weight. What are you doing up here? What makes you think you can hang? And that's when he would go into his fucking diatribe about this and that. He went in there. It was a one-sided fucking beatdown. He didn't even do shit. Spence didn't light the world on fire either, but the fact he didn't even have to tells you everything. And his comeback fight is against some fucking fringe contender. Now, so what is he ready for? Who's he going to do? Virgil Ortiz would fucking bang his brains out at welterweight.
That's right.
Yeah, they spar together.
Jimmy.
Yeah, they're sparring together right now.
I guarantee you fucking Virgil would destroy him in a fight.
Now,
He's
I got to tell you,
strong.
Michael. Listen, Michael, we got the ambulance coming here. They're going to pick you up. They're going to get you the help you need. They're going to take you to a place where they can give you the medicine that you deserve, really, to get rid of this issue.
I thought it was Mikey Garcia.
Nah, but listen,
job.
Listen, I do agree. Mikey Garcia is a great talent, and he could go far, man. He could go very far. But at welterweight, his options are limited. I think he's in for a beatdown against any of the top 5 welterweights. I think it would behoove him.
He's going to go to welterweight?
He's already at welterweight.
Oh, he's just staying at welterweight? I thought Jessie Vargas was fighting him at a smaller weight.
No. He was welterweight.
Welterweight?
He was fighting at welterweight.
Well, Then, well, why are we criticizing him then? That's pretty good.
It's
because
pretty
Jerry
well.
fucking because Vargas is a fringe. He's nothing. You're talking about how can you keep in one breath say this kid's a top 5 talent,
Vargas beat the
and then he
shit out
fought a
of
fucking.
Bradley.
But then he just beat up a club fighter. Jesse Vargas is because of Vegas, his connection to Vegas, his family's connection with a lot of right people in Vegas. You always get the big fights.
Well, he's a 2-time world champion, Jimmy. He's one
Yeah,
of
but I mean,
47.
Against who? And what was his great wins? What was his defining victory? I mean, come on. What has he done in the last few years? Where's he been? You know what I mean? He's not near, nowhere near. Listen, Mickey beat up a kid he was supposed to beat. It didn't change I mean, I don't know. It didn't answer any question with me.
That good, though?
Yeah, he was a 5-1 fucking odds-on favorite, Vegas odds. Actually, the Vegas odds had him knocking him out.
So who's going to challenge him, though, like, in that weight class? Like, if anybody...
At 147?
Like, who would challenge him? Yeah.
But who would want to? It's not a big... I don't know. I mean, Errol Spence, did you not see what Errol Spence did to him? All you need is a little length. I don't think he could go down to 140. I think I think Josh Taylor would fucking eat his lunch at 140 because of the length.
He was probably in his alter ego when that fight was on. He don't remember it.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia could probably fight Danny Garcia because he's also slow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, listen. I mean, is there a more dreadful fight out there for anyone? I mean, the Garcia v Garcia is just a fight. I mean, I know people want to see it.
That came close to getting made too, but Danny pulled out.
They're the same sort of fighters. Both sort of like you only get 50% out of them half the time. Not very busy, and pick and choose their moments. Just not very exciting to watch. I mean, it's just. At least two horrible styles.
At least Danny Garcia can walk a guy down like he did against Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, but does he though anymore? Though does he? I mean, does he walk people down anymore?
You could do it in a crib. You could do it in a baby's crib. That's about how much ring they'd need. They're both just going to.
He's had so many opportunities to show the world what he's about, and he's fouled in nearly every one of them. I mean, let's be real. Most of the big fights he's been in, he's lost. Are we going to still talk about Amir Khan and Matisse?
Oh yeah, that would.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that was almost 10 years ago. Listen, Michael. I mean,
is that how long ago? Is that how long ago it is? 10 years.
Well, no,
2013
and 2012. The Khan fight. Yeah.
So 7 years. Damn.
As far as talent goes.
Go ahead,
Do you
Durden.
think Mikey's probably one of the best to come out of California?
Look, he's
good. For real, man. Is this guy for real?
Well, listen. Hold on. Yeah, Mikey Garcia is good.
Yeah, I'm for real. I used to be at the gym, and I grew up at the gyms with all these guys, with the Garcias.
That means you must be right then, yeah. Because Michael Stott went to a gym in California, that means that Mikey is the best fighter to ever come out of California.
I grew up boxing with them. They know me.
Stu, you got to address Michael.
Can't you click into your alter ego? He might know a little bit more about boxing. I mean, come on, man. Mikey Garcia, the best guy to come out of California. Do you know some of the fighters that have come out of California?
Well, he didn't say that.
You're from there.
I'm asking you to name some. You don't have to get all fucking mad. I'm just asking you.
Michael, I tell you what, I don't need to. Why do I need to name them for you? If you don't know them, you obviously don't know them because you're picking Mikey. You're picking Mikey as the top guy, man, from California. All right, then Andre Ward for a start. Is Mikey Garcia better than Andre Ward? No. Conversation over.
Mike?
Get out of here, man.
You think Andre Ward has boxing
skill?
You think
you do not come to Vegas and talk to a man like what?
Elbows and headbutts people and cheats to win. You think that guy has boxing skill?
Hey, Stott. I mean, Durden. Did you said you used to hang out with the Garcias? You were part of the core team, right?
No, I grew up boxing in their gyms.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. I understand.
Invite the Somas guys over to box.
I understand your point that he might be, form part of the core of the best that's come out of California. But I wouldn't say. I don't think you ever said, by the way, that he was the best. By the way, Stu, when you address Michael, you gotta address him as Durden now. That's his name now. He goes by Durden.
Wow, look, it's like who is it that wouldn't refuse to call Muhammad Ali Muhammad Ali. He
Ernie
refused to
Terrell.
call him. He'd only call him Clay. Well, I'm
Terrell.
that guy. I refuse to call him Dern. He's stuck to me.
Oh.
Yeah. Look,
Who was it
listen,
who refused to
Durden.
call? Who was it who refused to call Cassius Clay Muhammad Ali?
Ernie Terrell.
He just refused to
Ernie
call him
Terrell.
Ali.
Ernie
Is
Terrell.
that who it was, Gonzalo?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm that guy. I refuse to call him Dern. He's stuck to me and always will be.
And there was a lot of newspaper men back then too who did that, insult him during back in the day. They would write it in the paper. They'd write it up as Cassius Clay.
To me, this
And the US Army.
conversation about whether we call Michael or we call him Durden is more entertaining than watching Mikey Garcia against Jessie Vargas again, or talking about Mikey Garcia. Actually, we've exhausted that subject. But listen, Michael, thank you for calling in. Your point is well taken, and call in next time. All right.
Alrighty, BD. You have a good night.
And lay off the Ryan Garcia thing. It's starting to creep me out a little bit. All right, he hung up. Listen, let's get to the Chocolatito thing, man, because we gotta end this show. Chocolatito, man, listen, hey, we didn't know going in how much he had left. His last fight had been against Fuentes, I believe. No, I forget who he was. Mexican, tall, lanky, slow Mexican. Okay, it was a good little comeback fight. This time he stepped in there against a British guy, undefeated, top contender, Cal Yafai, and Gonzalez did not disappoint. Yafai looked stronger. He stood in there with Gonzalez, tried to go to the body against Gonzalez, but Gonzalez just did what he does best. Stand in front of a guy, give him angles, chop him up with combinations that come from all angles, and he ended up stopping Yafai in an impressive 9th round knockout. Well, guys, what did you think about the fight?
Wrong game plan for Yafai.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
this guy, he had the title for 5 years. It's an impressive win for Chocolatito, but I don't understand why a guy that's not a big puncher. But he's bigger. You know, thinking about Mikey Garcia, Jessie Vargas, similar. Yafai bigger, but is not the harder puncher. So he's there and traded with Chocolatito and got broke down in the 9th round.
Yeah,
So
I chose Chocolatito to win on points because I thought Cal Yafai would be a spoiler. Fight like Gonzalo just said, fight at distance like you should have done and just spoil and just I expected Chocolatito to win on the cards by a massive margin as well, but I didn't expect him to stop him. But this is what happens. He got the Deontay Wilder treatment. He protected that belt for years, fought nobody, held it hostage, and got the ass whooping he deserved. Look, keep it real, Matt. I'm the first to knock an American fight when they're doing it. A Brit did it, and he got the ass whooping he deserved. And look, fell to pieces, didn't he? I mean, Chocolatito was tremendous last night. Some of the angles and the shots he was throwing. And look, they're not every one of those shots are hurting, but he's just changing the pace on a lot of these shots. And he's just not giving you a chance to even think. And then he's, he'll hit you through sort of a few little rangefinders, and then he'll follow through with a big shot. You just don't know you don't know what's coming from Chocolatito. He just fucking confuses you in there. And I think Cal Yafai, he was sort of mentally shot as well as beaten up. He just didn't have the answers. And that's what Chocolatito does to you. Like I said, you've got to be a strong guy that can fight, punch hard in the pocket, and trade with Chocolatito. When he's throwing them pitter-patter shots, you've got to be throwing back with big shots. And look, Cal Yafai, like I said, throwing single shots at a time. The easy work for Chocolatito. You can't beat Chocolatito throwing single shots. And there's he took a Deontay Wilder beating. Let's be real, didn't he?
he's still a fighter with 49 fights, 32 years of age. And I just would like to see maybe when you turn in a performance like him, it's just better to step out when you're on top, because that's the last thing people will remember. There is bigger punchers at that weight that he could face, because Yafai wasn't a big puncher. So I don't know if you guys would like to see him continue or not, but I think he should wrap it up pretty soon and just go out on top.
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. That was a good thing to maybe walk away with on top. Because how does he do against Rungvisai again?
Yeah. Or Estrada.
Or Estrada, or somebody who's got younger legs who can still crack. Because even though his angles, like Stu just said, Stu depicted the fight perfectly, so he just ate him up with angles. And constant. He's just constant, doesn't let you breathe. But if you look back, like I watched a few of his fights this morning from 5 years ago, it's night and day. I mean, not night and day, but it's still a big difference in his speed and his quickness. And I'm just saying, and it's only because I hold him in such high regard that I would like to see him. Don't hang around too long. That's all. But it's hard, right? When is it too much? but he did take some severe beatings. It would be nice to see somebody walk away, but we all know it almost never happens. It just calls them back. They think,
That's another one Macklin did. That's another blunder he made on the night. Not only was he calling him Chocolatito instead of Chocolatito, he actually picked Cal Yafai to win the fight. I mean, this is what we're dealing with here. He picked Cal Yafai to beat Chocolatito. So it's hard to take any man serious when he's coming up with predictions like that. And look, Cal Yafai, this is what happens when you don't test yourself and when you don't fight the best. You cherry pick your way to a reign. Once you get shoved in there with an all-time great like Chocolatito, the class difference is there for us all to see.
Yeah, keep in mind,
he's been a champ for 5 years.
He's champion for 5 years.
I think it's 4 years.
The longest
I didn't even know anything. Wow. I didn't know anything about him.
But like I said, that's what I said. He got the Deontay Wilder treatment. Wilder held that belt for how many years? And look,
almost 4.
Who's he fighting? Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. They deserve that. When someone, look, Adonis Stevenson did it as well, but he didn't deserve what he got. No fight deserves that. But they deserve beatings when they fucking hold the belt hostage and then try to claim to be number one. Nah, mate. You fucking cherry picked your way to that reign, and you got shoved in there with a good guy, and he whooped your ass. That's just how it is. And look, Cal Yafai will probably never see a title again because for me, Estrada's the best guy in the division. Chocolatito is probably number 2 at the moment. Ron Versailles obviously having to rebuild. He will have to rebuild again after his schooling sort of thing. So, Cal Yafai will never see a belt again. He's just not good enough. He was lucky to get a belt and then managed to keep it that long sort of. I mean,
come on.
This is a guy that's a British fighter with no British following. I mean, look, you could stick a fucking Union Jack on a donkey and the Brits will follow it. But no, not Cal Yafai. He just didn't recognize said his style was horrible. It's a bit like Kid Galahad, very spoiling style, not very nice on the eye, and British fans don't like that. You've got to put it on the line.
You know what?
Question. How old is Gonzalez?
32.
32.
32. Yeah, he's.
I thought Gaddafi looked way bigger. Yeah, I call him Gaddafi. Yeah, I thought Gaddafi looked like the bigger man, and for the first round he tried to do his thing, but eventually Gonzalez broke him down. The problem is that, like Jimmy was saying, and this is with a boxer or somebody who won't retire. They work they want to just go. They want to go for another paycheck, but they want to continue to make a living. They're getting offers, and they're going to get in there, and it's kind of like, well, I don't know. Maybe he should just weigh it out real carefully. That's all I'm saying. If they're going to offer him again or another fight, he should really look at it and break it down to, is it worth going out he getting clipped like another?
Look, Yafai is not a bad fighter because he won a silver medal in the 2010 Olympics, and he was the longest reigning champion for England. So I mean, his style would have suited him better if he would have boxed Roman Gonzalez.
Yeah, but those are all like sales pitches for this guy, Gaddafi. I don't care about him.
Honestly, look, are you sure he won a silver medal in the Olympics? Because I don't remember him winning the medal. I mean, you might be right. I mean, I'm not claiming.
Yeah, he won.
I'm not claiming to know everything about this. He should have won a world championship. Might have been a world. Yeah. I'm sure it might have been a world championship, not Olympic.
No, he won a silver medal in the 2008 Summer Olympics.
So he didn't win the medal.
That's something I didn't know. I didn't know that.
No, 2010, I think.
Listen,
no, there was no Olympics in 2010.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's a good point.
You're a skier. He was a skier in the Winter Olympics. No, I will say this though. The thing is, he don't like it to the body. You could tell the body shots were keeping Gaddafi in this fight and the low blows. But is that considered you all considering that better than the fight before that? The fight before that was fucking badass. That was a war, no?
Yeah, the fight before that was good. What's his name? El Rey versus
El Rey Martinez. Can I correct something, BD? 2008 Summer Olympics, he participated, but in the 2000 European Championships, he won the silver.
Okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. And by the way, guys, when somebody gets a medal that's not gold in the Olympics, you don't say he won, because technically you can't win a bronze and silver medal. You lost the fight and you medaled. so he didn't
earned,
win
yeah.
the bronze and the silver. But nevertheless, Gonzalez's point is well taken. I mean, this is a guy with a good background and good fundamentals. But Gaddafi, as Speed likes to call him, was in there with an all-time great. And I think that's the thing with these all-time great guys like Gonzalez. When they're young and they've had too many tough fights, give them a little break. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, and it paid off, man. Because I mean, he seemed like he didn't lose a step in between those fights. I still think a fight against Sarong-Visa, a third one, that's gonna be hell. Because Gonzalez doesn't move around the ring. Estrada, he did a little bit better against Sarong-Visa in the first fight, which he lost, because at least he could move. And then in the second fight, he obviously won. But Gonzalez against Sarong-Visa, it's always going to be head on, both guys coming forward, and those are always going to be wars. What was it? The hell was that? Jimmy,
Somebody got the coronavirus.
No, he just took a puff. Jimmy, did you just take a puff? Is that what happened?
No, sir, not me.
Who was that?
It was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you chasing the dragon?
Coronavirus?
Chasing the dragon.
Fucking bit of that fucking Miyadi friend. I got a bit of weed off him today. Fucking just put a bit of quite strong stuff, but I don't know where he got that.
Somebody's choking to death.
Yeah,
quite strong, man.
Yeah,
Get me
Jimmy
head
just
down,
relapsed.
Getting like
He threw his 15 years out the window. Sobriety. Yeah, chasing that 30 big kick now.
I buy my stuff off the government.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And I walk literally, it's fucking quarter mile from my house. Just walk in. Although it sucks, it's like they keep it like in a bank vault. It's all like safety deposit box. They don't let you sample nothing. You know what I mean? Or sniff it or nothing. And you got to go off a menu. They only let 10 people in a room at a time. It's crazy too. They make you take your hat off, to have you put your face and make sure they get a picture of you. I'm like,
a bunch of queers, man.
Since I've been fucking off work, because obviously my dad died. Now I work for my dad, sort of thing. So not going back for having a little break. I've been smoking more, and because I have to go into the city, it's like 20 miles. It's fucking. So I have to get quite big bits. I can't keep going there for a little 10 bit at a time. Fucking cost me like petrol to get there, sort of thing. So I have to get big. But when you got more, you fucking smoke more. I'm like the fucking British Cheech and Chong at the moment.
But listen, it's good to take a little time off every once in a while. But hey, you're pulling a Roman Gonzalez. You're only gonna come back stronger afterwards. But just you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with the ganja, man. Because if you inhale too much of that, sometimes you can start seeing different things. If you know what I mean, you can have bad trips. So you gotta watch out with those strong. What's that?
That's what that chick was saying when I was choking her to death.
Okay,
you start thinking you're the best fighter. You start thinking you're one of the top fighters in California.
Is that Ted Bundy over there? Instead of Jimmy, we're talking.
I was telling her she was the devil. And she said it's the weed. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, imagine.
That's the best time to choke him out, when you're calling him the devil, you devil bitch.
Isn't that what that senator did in Godfather 2? The guy that wakes up is like, I was just, I don't know what happened. And next thing you know, you get a prostitute and the sheets are covered in blood. And anyway, listen, the point is, we've all been there at one point. All right, listen.
Remember Rob Ford?
Oh yeah, Rob Ford. Yeah, Rob Ford. He was the guy that was smoking a crack, and then there was a video that came out that he was in a Jamaican restaurant and he was speaking like a Jamaican. He was like Brad Pitt in that movie there where he played death. I think gonna be alright, mate. That's like, all right, the fuck you doing, man? He was insane. That guy was insane.
The problem here, I live in Boston, and fucking, you're from Montreal, dude. There's nothing worse than having one of those nights where you need to bury a hooker and it's the winter and the ground's as hot as fucking granite. You gotta ask your uncle to use the big fucking refrigerator till the spring. Shit sucks.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? Oh fuck! All right, listen. Let's get back to boxing because we're almost done here with the boxing. Julio Cesar Martinez, El Rey, decisions Jay Harris in a very tough fight. First of all, Jay Harris, they couldn't stop talking about how he worked at the Amazon warehouse. I thought he looked like the manager of my local Walmart, this guy. That's what he looks like. Just put the uniform, exactly the same. But let me tell you, he fights better than the manager of my local Walmart. He gave Martinez a very tough fight. Now, Martinez, here's what I like about the guy. Explosive. He goes to the body, which I love. He feints. He non-stop throughout the fight. He feint. I love it. But at some point,
that's coming from Canelo's trainer, BDA.
yeah,
They
that's a
teach
good
that,
point.
the feinting.
The feinting. But at some point, I just said, you know what? It was always the same thing: hook, 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 hook. Eventually, every once in a while a jab, every once in a while a right hand. I mean, you're gonna mix it, and always at the same speed. What did you guys think of Martinez?
Yeah, you got to change up, man. You can get used to the same pitch all the time, same speed. But you're so right, guys. Both the feints. My grandfather was preached the feints. It's another punch that people don't realize. You can set people up into traps because you get them to feint. And a lot of times people will put their hands into a certain position and you time it. Guys who know, like you could see fucking Fury against Wilder, the feint. Wilder would do the same thing. Like you'd see him jerk with his hand. You could always tell he would want to bend to his right. It was no, Tyson. That was a slaughter.
Yeah, and there's different feints.
That Harris, right? I watched that fight with Martinez. Very good fight. And I agree with what you said about Martinez. He was waiting for Harris to lead every time to counterpunch. And it was just getting very predictable. Harris took too long to realise what he had to do in there. He was doing the wrong thing. He was loading up with the body shots, the left hook to the body, and he was getting fucking tagged to his boots every time he did that. And it took him 3 or 4 rounds to stop doing that. The body shot this is not one that you throw hooks to the body, you leave yourself wide open. This is a guy that's just waiting to counterpunch you with combinations. He's a big puncher as well. Harris should have kept it with the straight punches in 2s and 3s and on his toes. Because when he was doing that, he was outboxing Martinez. It's just when he tried to fight Martinez in the pocket, he was getting beat. Well, he was getting beat to a pulp. And that's like I said, Harris did really well. That's the first time I've ever seen Harris fight. So this is where we are with Harris. I mean, obviously he's come from nowhere. He's sort of blindsided us all. Got this title shot. And let's be real, he put on a very good performance. Absolutely. Martinez, he could be the difference between him and some punchers are, he looks like he can take a beating as well as give one. I mean, he's fucking tough as nails, Martinez. He was taking some big shots and just eating them up. And I got a feeling it's going to take a very good man to beat him. A man that you're going to have to go 12 rounds, I think. I don't think you're going to knock him out because he just doesn't look like the sort of guy you could hurt in a hurry. He's not a guy that's going to crumble at any time. He's just going to keep plodding forward, throwing them big bombs, and he's going to be a horrible night's work for anyone. So yeah, I mean, good fight, but he's definitely got his flaws. He's very square on. He finds himself square on far too much. His shots are very wide. He throws wide shots, which is why he was getting tagged up with the straight punches by Harris. But yeah, a lot to work on, but just natural grit, that Mexican grit and determination and will, with a bit of punching power as well. It's hard to stop with no matter how much skills you.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was working on some things against a guy that's not necessarily the hardest puncher in Harris. Good fighter though. Good fighter. I won't say underrated because he just made a name for himself in defeat. But Martinez is gonna move up in weight, so maybe he was working on something that he thought he could get away with in this fight. He did well. Harris did well. But yeah, that style, he's aggressive and he has a lot of things to work with and he'll do that with Eddie Reynoso. But yeah, he's going to move up in weight. But it was a good fight.
It was a sensational fight, man. Now, one thing that would perplex me was Martinez has a very high guard. And at some point, Harris said, you know what, let me dig to the body a little bit. He caught him with about 3 good body shots right on the liver. The guy never went down. The fuck, was that just Harris doesn't punch harder?
The thing is, that was the right time to throw the shots. But earlier on, he was loading up at the wrong times. And he was just getting tagged up with combinations. He was getting counter-punched with combinations. And he was getting rocked to his boots. I thought he was going to be over quite early, to be honest with you. It looked like the fight wasn't going to last long. And I think once Harris obviously took the sting off Martinez's punches, and then he worked Martinez out, sort of thing. And then he started coming into the fight. The only time Martinez was hurting him was when he was hanging around too long in the pocket and trying to fight Martinez. You do not fight guys like that. Mm-hmm. You're not going to win when you try and fight a guy like Martinez. You've got to box at range. Like I said, the straight punches in 2s and 3s combinations and get out of there. Because this guy, like I said, he's not very slick, so he can be outboxed, that's for sure.
Did you use the word slick? Did you use just the word? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I had to do it. I couldn't think of another word at the time.
Well, it's obviously did his ab work, because if you really train, it's hard to get hurt with a body shot if you really put the time in you need to on your abs. And like Mickey, I mean, he never got hurt with the body because he knew what he could do with the body shot. He knew how crippling and debilitating it was, and that's what he trained out of all his body parts. That fucking dude would spend 30 minutes doing abs every way, weighted, hanging upside down. He would do side crunches with fucking, weighted helmets. Just everything he could keep his. That way you could just crack him in this fucking gut with a bat. It was
But
always
wait
nice
a
and
minute.
tight.
That's my thing, Jimmy. But this guy Martinez, he got hit right on the liver twice. As far as maybe I'm wrong.
If you keep if you get your obliques hard, if you really do your abdominal work, and you can if you just turn and you catch a shot like Canelo. People say go to Canelo's body. Listen, Canelo's got a fucking abdomen of steel. I guess the Menozes, they must. I don't know if they pushed him to do that or if that's just been a thing. But yeah, guys who put in their body work, man, having not just a six-pack, it can even be under a little bit of flab. You can even have a heavier weight. But if you do your ab work properly and really concentrate on it and concentrate on your breathing when you're punching, because a lot of times, like Mickey, the reason why he would always catch you with the body shot because he would know because you would be in close enough to tell you on the breath. He'd be staring at your chest, trying to catch you on breathing out. You're breathing out and they catch you on the liver. It's like, oh. You should do it.
You also gotta find the sweet spot because the liver is like underneath the rib cage, but if you punch at an angle, like going up from the bottom, going up on the bottom of the rib cage on the side, on the oblique side, on the left side of the body, on the right side of the body, correction. You can find that sweet spot.
Yeah, when you throw a shovel hook, that's what you're talking about, like at an angle, like half uppercut, half hook. But so, Jimmy, you're saying that you can train your abs to sort of protect the liver a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I mean, but there's no muscle there.
You can still like get a good enough liver shot if they catch into breathing. But if you're prepared, if you're crunched down to the side and someone even takes you right on the liver, but if you're not breathing and you get your ab solid as a rock, most people can take it. They won't go down. It's usually when so Mickey, look at this. That's why if you remember his punches, he would get in close, almost head to forehead, and with his left, he would tap you in the head with his left, right? So the minute you would feel his left hitting you in the top of the head, natural reaction, you breathe. Because he would real quick, remember that was always his thing, head to the liver. So it would always catch you breathing, and it sucks. Yeah, Choro said, like you said, he goes, he caught me right when I was letting a breath out. He goes, and then it can't come back in. That's the worst.
It's interesting
no matter
because
how hard you try, you can't get your ear back in.
The thing is, like I said, with that young Martinez, like I said, I think Harris has sort of given the blueprint how to beat him, to outbox him, and Harris was doing the right things, just too late, just to let too many rounds go, and it was just too much of a mountain to climb. But the thing is, like I said, I think if they had a rematch, it'd be even closer. I'd still pick Martinez, by the way, but it'd be even closer because I think what Harris worked out was that you can't be trading with this guy. He's a pit bull. He's going to chew you and spit you out. You've got to box this guy because, like you said, the shots are wide. He's square on. He's there to be hit with straight punches. His footwork's not the best, so you can outbox this guy from range, but you got to pick your moments. He was, like I said, the time he'd worked out how to fight Martinez, just too late.
He didn't exhibit necessarily in this fight, but the thing about him, that although he kind of squares up, he's aggressive. What plays into that and to his benefit, he can switch it on the fly. Never mind you changing stances. Like he can throw a combination and all of a sudden lay into his punch with his opposite hand and just go from there.
That's a good point.
So the thing is, what sort of like. It's because people don't spot that flaw of him being square on. People probably don't spot it because he eats shots. So when he's getting punched, when he's making these mistakes, he's getting punched and nothing's happening because he's as tough as old fucking nails, isn't he? He's a pit bull. So I think it's when you start getting caught and hurt with them short shots, that's when the flaws start to show. But right now, he's getting away with it. But like I said, one day someone's going to come along and catch him clean. And that could be all she wrote. Like I said, he has to still work on this stuff. Don't think you can do what Deontay Wilder did and just think your power is going to be enough and your toughness. It's just not. You've got to work on stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, he might not have a long career. He might be good for a while. I'm not saying a short career, but not an extremely long career at the top.
You know what? That's a good point because the punchers, like I remember Giovanni Segura was another puncher, not as explosive as Martinez was, but he was a big puncher and he beat the great Ivan Calderon twice. But there was a point early in his career where he was starting out too fast, and that's what his first loss was against this Colombian guy, I think, or Venezuelan, and he took the punches, weathered the storm. And Giovanni Segura had nothing afterwards. He could never get a second win. So hopefully, I mean, that's one thing because Matt Vervey in the chat room says, does Martinez stock go up or down? I think it goes up because he showed he could go 12 rounds. He never lost focus. He always kept feinting. He never abandoned the feints. So I think this is the type of fight he needed to go 12 tough rounds against a guy like Harris. And Harris was snapping his head.
One thing for sure, though, Harris stock went up as well, though, didn't it?
Yeah, of course.
A little bit.
Good, both of them.
It reminds me of Ricky Hatton. He's going to be world champion.
Yeah, like I said, his stock definitely went up. This is what I keep saying, I keep preaching this. We all do on this show. Defeats don't matter. When you put in a good performance, you can come off a defeat and it can actually help your career sort of thing. Like, he's gained fans from that performance. This is why the least I expect from a fighter is to go in there and give it their all. It's
right? Is anybody down on Prograis after the Josh Taylor fight?
I was just about to say that, Jimmy. Prograis is a prime example of coming off a defeat and still having the same sort of respect. Look, everyone was expecting the Harris kid. Like I said, I didn't even know who he is, and I'm a Brit. To go in there and get destroyed in a round or a couple of rounds, and when he's still there in the 12th, piecing Martinez up at times. I mean, it's very, very impressed. I was. Just shows you, man. Some of these young British kids, man, they've got the fight in them, they've got the dog in them, and that's what you need. It's not just about the skills. You've got to have a lot of heart and will and desire, and he had that in abundance. Just not good
take advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah, of course, mate. Of course. Look the times all these fighters that we fucking slag off on here that have had their opportunities time and time again and failed to shine. This kid got his big opportunity in America against a dangerous guy, and he shot. He rose to the occasion, and that's what you got to do. Now, you watch, Harris will get fights in America again. Harris will be on American TV again. You'll see him again. Because he's
he's getting all kinds of love on Twitter. Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say he's getting all kinds of love on Twitter.
Yeah. Exactly.
I talked to him again.
That's what I'm saying. And he got, let's be real, he got beat up. But because he put on a good performance, he gave it his all. He gave everything he had, and that's all we expect. He just weren't good enough. We can accept that. If a fighter's not good enough, you can't magic talent to somebody. If he hasn't got it, he hasn't got it. But this guy, he gave it his all, and he was, it was a good performance.
Did he leave it all in the ring? I haven't seen the fight yet. Would you say he left it all in the ring?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Then that's all you can ever ask of anybody.
Some punishment in there. There's a lot of guys that would have folded. There's a lot of guys that have folded with that sort of pressure. Don't believe Martinez got up in the morning very, very fucking sore. I can assure you, he took a lot of shots himself.
I tell you what,
tough guy, isn't he?
A pint-sized Luke Campbell, and he did a great job, but he needs to get back to Amazon and get those packages out because.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my fucking salt lamp, and it's not coming in.
Yeah. He works in one of those fucking dungeons.
Yeah, his name is Prime. His nickname is Prime. Now listen,
highest fucking suicide rate of any fucking place in the country.
That's
people
bullshit.
Work there. They come out there fucking just. It's disgusting.
That's how he cuts.
What is it like?
I know. I only want to know one person who worked it. He worked there 6 weeks. He's like, dude, it's like a UPS on steroids. And you just, you walk around and it's just confused. Everybody's got their gun and just huge, and you just packages all day, and they're counting you and they're keeping up on you. You can't breathe, and it's just, and they have the fucking Amazon, that fucking company working there.
Yeah.
The shipping centers, they call them wellness centers. Right? Because that's the first list that goes, your mental wellness.
I don't know, man. I tell you, Harris.
They have a thing around their fucking wrist where they can be tracked and timed when they go to the fucking toilet. I mean, if robots. I mean, it's just embarrassing how they treat their work. Because I know
the management doesn't even deny it. The management doesn't deny it. They say they don't do it for disciplinary reasons. They keep that for production reasons. They want to figure out how to make things move smoothly. So they watch everything when you go to the bathroom, when you stop to talk to people. It's
the average person that works in the warehouse at Amazon walks about 6-7 miles a day,
That's what I'm saying.
They said the average person walks 12 to 18 miles a day on a shift.
Is it? It's 6 over here. It's 6 to It was 6-8.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yep. I think I saw it in fucking another one of those. I'm not very good with the other measurement.
Yeah.
You know
But
what?
that's still, you know,
I don't like the
especially
fact.
we got still toe caps on.
I don't like the fact that Stu's so high on Harris. He looks like the type of guy that steals packages over there at Amazon. Like I don't know, he sneaks one out off the line. But look, listen, Martinez.
He looks like the sort of guy that steals charity boxes on the side of shops. Man, you know what I mean?
They need to get hey, see if they can get Tank Davis a job. Burn some of that fucking that in between fight weight off. That's the way to cut weight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Why would this kid Martinez move up? Why would he move up? I mean, he doesn't look like he's struggling to make 12 rounds. His fucking punch variations out of control. His volume's out of control. His punch resistance is great. Why would this Martinez kid move up?
Well, I don't know why he would move up, but he just mentioned that he's going to move up.
He wants to go to that big division, the 115 pound for that big 115 money, man. That's where he wants to be at. No, but look,
definitely yes.
Look, listen. In the same division, you got Matalane. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but Matalane hasn't lost a fight in a long time, and that was against a prime Nonito Donaire, by the way. Matalane. Since then, he's had a good winning streak. He seems unstoppable at the moment. So I'd love to see Martinez in there against him, see what happens. But I think Martinez needs a little bit more seasoning. He reminds me of Fernando Montiel, though, because I don't know if you guys remember, Montiel would do that. He would feint and then lead with left hooks or switch. I mean, switch hit in between. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Fernando Montiel, except maybe a little quicker at this point. But look, we'll keep an eye on him, see what happens with him. And what? What do you mean, oh man?
No, I'm saying great fights. That was a great fight. A lot of output, man. Wow.
Did you enjoy that card, John? Pete, did you enjoy that card last night?
I only caught the lucky me. I only got the back in town last night to catch the main event with my dad. I only saw Mikey.
Oh no, you missed the two best fights. And that Mikey fight was the worst one out of the three that I watched.
Yeah, I know. Last night I did, and then I was at an event last night, and my brother was texting me, "Yo, this DAZN card's going off. You gotta see this thing." So when I got up this morning, I caught the undercards. It was good.
Oh yeah, somebody told me.
Good card.
Somebody told me you were like an alt-right event or something.
Yeah, I was.
Nazi lowriders event.
Yeah. It was a charity event. I can't say it was Nazi or anything like that, but no, it was for charity. But
charity event.
It was a charity event.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, charity for the Hitler Youth Camp. That's you got to send those little kids to the youth camp. Get them indoctrinated early, right?
It's called the 89% Club.
Oh, the 89% Club. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that 10% screaming on the phone earlier. Huh? You heard yourself going off until you fucking broke your phone.
That was a part of my 85%. Like 10% came out of it.
Oh, you're going to give fucking Recognizer Complex. It's going to look like Sammy Sosa this time, actually. Really.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, that because T-Tone's an asshole, man. He is.
Come on. I'm not going to let you talk about my call our viewers that way, all right?
You guys don't think he sounds like Ruben Guerrero's dad?
He sounds like another asshole who used to be on this show.
Oh, come on. Now listen, hold on a second.
Hey, by the way, Poncho's dad.
This was the music they were playing at. This is the music they were playing at Pete's event. And they were just
$1,000 last night for charity, man. Those guys do like about a $250,000 raise every year. They do this thing for charity. I'm telling you, it's called Rotary Club. It's legit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
When I hear charity, I hear something else going on.
I don't give a fuck what they do with the money, but they had an autographed Trump.
What are you collecting funds for? The new white militia.
I was giving funds. I was just on an auction.
Oh, Stu, come on. Let's face the facts. You've been to a couple of NRA events yourself, but they always talk about
guns over there. They have guns over there. Shit.
Only because I like the music.
Oh man! All right, listen. It's about as good a time as any to end this. We covered the last night's fights. Fantastic. Listen, perhaps the most entertaining card so far, top to bottom. Even the Garcia Jessie Vargas fight. All right, it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but I didn't fall asleep watching it because it wasn't 3 o'clock in the morning here. But it was a good little scrap. Now hold on, before we do leave, what's next in next week? Hold on, let me check the schedule here. Schedule.
Canelo Saunders signed already, BDA.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, it's signed.
Canelo Saunders, did you say?
Boring.
What do you
Done deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's a boring fight, to be honest.
It's okay. First of all, it's intriguing, man. It's intriguing because
I mean, it's kind of intriguing. Like, what time would I fall asleep during the fight? But you're right. It's like, I can see what you're saying.
Oh man, you know what? You and Stu are getting very negative, man. I hate it. You guys are bringing me down here. I'm trying to pump up these fights, and you're like, it's gonna suck. Fuck Billy Joe Saunders. By the way, before we go, hold on. Last phone call of the day before the lines end.
90 seconds.
All right, 623. You're on the air. 623.
Yeah, 623. Anytime you feel like talking, go ahead.
No, just hang up.
Hold on, I want to hear what's going on in the background. I hear Spanish.
It's like Walter's girlfriend.
Eduardo's girlfriend. 623, you're on the air.
60 seconds.
60 seconds, Eduardo. Come on.
That's the area code for Alabama, isn't it?
Hola, pendejo. Responde tu teléfono, che cabrón. All right, he hung up. All right, okay, so what's next week? The Zone, Scott Quigg versus... Who the fuck is Jono Carroll? Is that a real name? Jono Carroll. All right, let's go with that.
John O'Carroll.
All right, seems like he's from your neck of the woods.
Garbage.
I heard him before.
Garbage.
Garbage. Come on, man. Integrated Sports Pay-Per-View. Whoa, that sounds like fun. Sam Clarkson Jr. versus Israel Dufus. And Mexico Golden Boy Facebook. Oh, Facebook. That's going to get a lot of people. Oscar Duarte versus Andres Garcia. Come on. Is that what we got next week?
10 seconds.
Shut up. Is that what we got next week?
Hey, BBA.
Yes, please.
Eddie Hearn's obviously fucking. You can remember when we was talking about Bubble and Squeak in the UK when times were hard, you'd fry your fucking leftovers and get a meal out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what he's feeding the British boxing fans: Bubble and Squeak, leftover scraps, grilling it up, reheating it, and giving it to the British fans.
I'm really looking forward to that doofus fight.
Doofus.
All right, you know what?
Hey, doofus, come here.
Doofus.
Yeah,
he's doofus as well.
I think so. Yeah, doofus.
On the undercard. Yeah, on the undercard.
Let me ask you a question real quick. You're saying you're tired of the bullshit. Like, you want some of the big cards over there. In other words, last night was a decent card, man. That was a pretty stacked card. You're not saying that. You're saying you wish they put him over there once in a while. You're saying.
I don't think he wants to answer your question, man.
Okay.
Listen. There's Steve Dufus fight. That's going to be next week. Also on the undercard, Steve Retard is going to be fighting as well. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on.
Who's Steve Retard?
I just made him up, man. Come on. We don't have a good fight or a big name, if you want to call it a big name, until March the 14th, where we get Shakur Stevenson. No, he's not going to be fighting in front of 7-Eleven. He's actually going to be fighting in New York against Miguel Mariaga. That seems like an interesting fight. Mariaga makes for good fights. The only time he's been outclassed was against Vasyl Lomachenko, so we'll see what he has to bring. Gonzalo, where are you seeing that the Saunders fight was signed?
I saw it on my newsfeed. I don't think they would just post a live.
I heard that. I heard it was very close. I think Canelo offered Saunders $7.5 million in the thing.
I think it's boxing scene. I saw it really fast this morning, but it said done deal.
I think it is a done deal. Like I said, Canelo can't just keep holding it back. He's got to give his opponent a chance to fucking train and get ready, man. So
Eddie Reynoso said this a few hours ago, so it's happening.
This would be for May 5th, right? I take it May 5th.
Yeah, Eddie Reynoso posted a message. It's a done deal.
All
and
right,
look,
so
there's two ways of looking at it. It might not be an intriguing fight, but there was questions surrounding Canelo's performance against Lara and Mayweather, backfoot fighters. So this could be a good version of Saunders, and the credit that Saunders has got throughout his career that he's a good boxer. Now, he could frustrate Canelo by fighting that type of style. It might not be the most friendly fight,
But yeah, it's one way of looking at it.
I can remember when 78 Sports TV wanted to fight Billy Joe Saunders, said he'd fight him.
What?
That'd be a good one.
What that happened?
Billy Joe Saunders did an interview about him, didn't he? Because he was calling him Billy Ho Saunders and making up rumours about him. Billy Joe Saunders saw the video and did a video back, and 78 was saying, "Yeah, I'll whoop that ass and stuff." He'd whoop your fat ass all over the place, man. I dare you to step to Billy Joe, man. Billy Joe pump that fat ass all over the place, man. What the fuck's wrong with you? These guys think that everyone's scared of them. What planet are they living on?
Well, you know what? They're used to living in the United States where white guys always, step to the next sidewalk when they see black guys coming over. But this guy, Billy Joe Saunders, a gypsy, right?
Yeah.
He's a confirmed gypsy? All right, there you go. Well, yeah, those
Hey,
guys...
listen, he look, he fucking threw a chicken at fucking Deontay Wilder. You think he's going to be scared of fucking 78 Sports TV when he's fucking... And he obviously ran, but there was Wilder was with his old team. And you wouldn't want Wilder hitting you with no gloves, would you? I mean, that'd be fucking...
Well, listen,
of your life. So
at the end of the day...
I'll tell you what, though, if you throw somebody at a chicken, though, it might distract him enough. He might go for it.
Oh, come on. Now, wait a minute. Now, we're not going to go for that step.
The thing is, even the chicken landed on the fucking button as well, man. He couldn't even block that, could he?
No kidding. Hey, you know what? It's interesting, though.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just asking, is it for May 5th? Just real quick, is it for May 5th? Is this is Saunders for
May 2nd? May 2nd.
The weekend, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Okay.
Yes.
Cinco de Mayo. Now, listen, that's going to be very interesting because, like, I'm intrigued by this fight because, like Gonzalo said, the last time Canelo fought somebody that moved this much was against Lara, and he did not look. And I want to see if Canelo really has improved because he did come forward against Golovkin. He tried to walk Daniel Jacobs down. I do think, and he did it to Kovalev. So I want to see if he can cut the ring off against Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders did outbox David Lemieux, who's a very good puncher, but nowhere near that.
Yeah, the thing is though, Lemieux is wild and predictable. He's not as telegraphed. He's a very good counter puncher. He makes you pay for your mistakes. Lemieux wasn't making. Did he hit Billy Joe that night? Look, Canelo's got his work cut out, but it depends what Billy Joe turns up. If the one that turned up the other night on the undercard of KSI or whatever it was, then he's going to get fucking his ass destroyed in a couple of rounds. But
it's going to be
the one that comes. Now, if he's the one that comes in like David Lemieux, I think this could go the distance.
This is the guy here that Billy Joe's the one with Tyson Fury with the sunglasses on. This is guy. He's buddies with Fury, no?
Look, never write off an English gypsy, man. Them fuckers keep proving everyone wrong, don't they?
He had a hard time trying to figure out Coseres, the Argentinian, out last fight, but ultimately knocked him out in the 9th round. The thing with the Argentinian, he was like a fighter that only got fights in his country.
Yeah, but like I said,
he was an Olympian, and he had only lost. He only had got one draw because he was knocked down in one of his first fights, but managed to win the next 3 rounds in the 4-round fight. So he only had one loss. And the guy, I think, never mind. He was 160 pounder, bro. So you can say the same thing about Billy Joe Saunders.
Look, Billy Joe Saunders is one of them fighters. Well, Billy Joe Saunders is very like Tyson Fury. You've got to put the right opponent in front of him for him to be up for the occasion. Stick a fucking can in there. They'll drag him down to that level, and he'll look as bad as they do. So I've seen Tyson Fury in there struggle with guys who should just look. You stick someone in there dangerous like Canelo, you're going to get the best Billy Joe. The question is it going to be good enough on the night? I highly doubt it. But look, Billy Joe can do what Lara did, but land more shots. I mean, people say he's not busy, but he's busier than Lara. That's for fucking sure. So we'll have to see. He's going to have to, like I said, he's going to have to use every bit of boxing IQ he's got, and he's going to have to land shots on Canelo. Because let's be real, it's going to be very difficult for him to get the nod on the cards, and he's never getting the stoppage. You'd need a hammer to knock fucking Canelo out. So no,
they said that about Fury.
He's gonna have to win on the cards.
They said that about redhead retard strength. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's got that Mongol strength, isn't he?
Yeah, but they said that about Fury. He came in there and did it.
Well, listen,
knock him out.
We'll talk about this next episode because I do think it's an intriguing fight. Also, supposedly they're going to announce anytime this week. Anytime they're going to announce Teofimo versus Lomachenko. That should be another good, interesting matchup that we can discuss. For the moment, we had a great night of boxing last night. Good discussion here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I also want to thank Gonzalo, Recognize the Matrix, Jime, Stu, and Pete for joining us. Of course, my co-host Bucho, who seems to have disappeared. But listen, guys, thank you again for joining us. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you having you here and giving us your input. And what else, man? Hold on a sec. I need a little,
me.
Absolutely.
Recognize he's still on here?
No, he left.
He's still on? Oh, he left. No, he's back. And he was fucking, he went off when that dude, huh?
I don't know when Recognize is kidding or when he's being serious anymore, man. He likes to go after the. His patience with the callers is running thin nowadays.
He's getting more grumpy than I am, and I thought that was impossible.
Maybe he ran it. Maybe he ran into somebody over in New York that sounded like Tito Toledo, and he got something against him. You know, somebody that sounds like him, and he reminded him of him.
He wasn't. He was. Didn't take much for him to like. All right, that's enough. Shut the fuck up, man.
I've never been to New York, but I've heard New Yorkers like a bit like Londoners, just very rude, arrogant people, and they're just miserable people to be around. I'm not saying Recognize this because he's a top man, but he's probably surrounded by these people, and he's probably had enough. Then when he tries to get away, come to the BDA to get away from these fucking savages, he's got hyenas everywhere.
Okay, wait a minute.
Savages.
Yeah. Oh man. Listen, thank you guys for joining us.
You guys have a great night, man.
You too, man.
Everybody be safe, all right?
Yeah, cheer out, boys. I'm off as well. I'm going to bed.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take it easy. I want to give a shout out to Recognize the Matrix, who contributed with the super chat. Padja, Chris K.
Screaming out, it's macho time. It's macho time before his phone cut out.
Yeah, I think so. Who else? Padja, Chris K, G Boogie, Lobito, and Steven Schneider. Shout out for them for their contributions. Really appreciate it, guys. You keep the gravy train rolling. Don't forget to hit that like, Mike. Don't be shy. Go for it. Hit the like button. Subscribe to BDA Live, our secondary channel. And that's about it, guys. I want to give a shout out to Chris Gonzalez, who just came in here. Says your king is here. Yeah, well, the other king is living, so go fuck yourself, Chris. Nah, I'm kidding. Amok PvP, Rahawa, Hawker Mustang, Double A, Greg Tucker, the Bronze Plumber, T-Tone Toledo. Oh, somebody got his ass deleted. Good night, everybody. Okay. Travis the Chimp, Virtuoso, Reality Voice, Apostasia, Steven Schneider, Ralph Unreal, Elmex 100, Ralph Unreal again, Kylie Sorlinen, Pete number 2, and many more. SSB 28. Thank you guys for joining us. I think Rod T. Davis was here as well. Stevie TV, Amok PvP, Rapax Trucking Company. Ooh, shout out to the Rapax Trucking Company. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Get the fuck out of here.
Disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Totally fucking disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He's just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito. Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.